trying to gamble or something?
No, I was at the town hall. He had actually seen me fighting Cullen before,
Oh,
and he was a guy that was watching me fight Cullen, and he's basically one of the nephews of one of the most powerful families in Daggerford, and a member of the Harper organization, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
Is
no,
that not him?
he's he's a member of another organization. You're not sure what, but you know that he's got
Ties.
like yeah some
Yeah.
ties to the Harpers. Yeah.
All right. Um. So yeah, met that contact, and in the process of me leaving walking around the city, I ran into I guess an assassin that's out to kill Nightwatch. We don't actually know if he's out to kill Nightwatch, but he's definitely killing Cullen's men one by one and then trying to frame us. We're pretty sure he's trying to kill us because he stabbed me in the back, tried to frame a murder on me. But I fought him off. His name is Lord Zedel D.
Mm-hmm.
is that the guy that
Basic.
stabbed you, or is that someone else?
That's the guy that stabbed me. Yeah. So basically, he ran down on me and I popped up in the alley, hit me with like 3 will save spells in a row. I beat him. I shot at him. He ended up having damage resistance 15.
That's high.
So
Sounds ridiculous.
yeah, no, he did. No, it wasn't even a joke. It's just that's exactly what he had. He had damage resistance.
And then he fa- and then he
Sounds
fast
like
and then he
man.
and then he
And then
fast
he fast healed the rest. Yeah,
he
he
fast
fast
healed
healed
the damage he actually did do.
the
Yo,
damage.
Pachado, did you ever see Cowboy Bebop?
He sounds
Mhm.
like a true vampire.
Uh,
You ever seen Cowboy Bebop, Pachado?
I
we
know about
found.
the anime, not the live action film.
Yeah, the anime, the
Yeah,
anime. You remember the dude in the top hat? Random ass episode.
Uh,
Random. Like the whole anime is like mad ground level, like just technology and like human flesh. And suddenly there's a fucking supernatural being that attacks fucking Spike's people in this one episode. You don't remember that?
I do.
He's like teleporting around, flying around, like floating, defying gravity. Like
yeah,
right.
he was
that's
beating his
legit.
ass.
Yeah, I swear to God. So that whole
Yeah,
night was full of like all those like callbacks to that episode.
yeah. No, it
It
really was. It was just like
was
that. And
dope. It was mad crazy.
he basically attacked, hit me, stabbed me in the back after I got out of the magical darkness, and then
Was this
took
like
my
in the
gun.
middle of the night? Was this like in the middle
Yeah,
of
it
the
was the
night?
middle of the night. Yeah, we
Heaven?
found out he was a Fae though. We found out he was Fae.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So apparently somebody made a deal with him or of some sort to either kill Cullen's men or kill us. So well, he's definitely killing Cullen's men. So but we think the rest of the pack involves us. And
Back of our devil, son.
yes, like somebody
No.
high up hired him to take care of us. Um
That's gross.
yeah, he took my
Wait, I said
gun.
Magnum.
Yeah,
Oh my God, kill
he
me.
took
The fucking
he
water
took
deep dope.
he took
Fuck
my
are we, bro?
gun, gave the gun back. So now I'm worried about that shit. I'm sure it's cursed. So I'm gonna have to have somebody check that shit. And then
I can.
he left he left the head under Luna's bed, stuffed with rose petals and nice lavender. So it was
So Luna
smelling.
is no longer sleeping in the room next to Sophia. That's never happened.
Yeah, he
oh
That's
put that
never
in.
wow.
gonna happen again.
Yeah,
Yo, are we gonna let
So someone
I don't
sneaked
know
in her
about
room and put a
nah, we
oh,
shouldn't go backwards in time, right? You don't
Evelina's
think,
wall
Lewis?
at her bedroom.
You don't think we should go back in time, letting Pichardo actually say
Yeah.
whatever Sophelia
Oh, yes.
No, well,
might have really said,
Lewis handled that well.
as
I'll go with
far
that.
as oh, okay,
Ask the
okay,
right
okay,
person.
okay.
Yeah,
I think it was about the whole like going to the block and trying
well,
to convince Adelaide
Yeah.
and stuff.
remember you guys kind of had a kind of little retcon a little bit because Luna never spoke at all, and then that made it seem like he did speak. Oh yeah, I'm going with what Adelaide. So that kind of changed the dynamic a little bit. You know,
Yeah, I think
you guys remember
we're doing something completely. We have a different game plan now.
Now we're going to the Laughing Hollow. Let's go.
Yeah,
that I heard.
going to your home.
And then after, also, you guys didn't go to the Laughing Hollow yet last session.
No,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
we
that's
didn't
dope.
make it.
Oh, that's dope. I missed that part. That's
You didn't miss
No.
any of the good
We
shit.
we held it off for you. We thought you'd be back last week.
Actually, that's cat. Both
Yeah.
are godlike, so I really
Yeah.
can't like sit back.
I got a new familiar now, Pachardo.
Yeah,
I got a new
Luna.
familiar.
Luna and Sophia, they spent quite a significant amount of time in that region there. They were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to see
This
my
is
new
after you
familiar
rescued
rolling
her.
around.
Okay.
Xanth is leveled up.
Yo, Luna,
Oh.
that boogeyman might be one of your old friends, you know. 'Cause
You
you were
know,
raised
it's
you were raised by
it's-
the evil face, Sophia by the good face.
it's funny because she was the one that rolled on knowing what the boogeyman was, especially being how she has heart of the fae. So like
They're
they've told
sending you a
stories of
message.
boogeyman.
They're sending you a message for like abandonment. That's what it is.
Mm.
Let me stop. I'm just like now.
Well, we learned that the boogeyman is just fulfilling a contract, so this isn't personal. He's just
Okay.
doing it.
It's probably somebody with deep pockets like Valamar Spank.
Exactly.
We do have powerful enemies with money, so you know.
Yeah, he's just out there, bro.
It would explain why he gave Lucian his gun back. He was like, "Well, this is irrelevant to me."
Right. But yeah, Lucian.
That's what happens when you start like roughing feather like Bruce Wayne, Batman style. Make enemies.
Right. You make a couple of enemies. We're on the radar for sure.
Notice, can you put my familiar on the map, please?
Are you gonna tell us? Like, are you gonna
Right,
talk about the weather and
I
shit
gotta save that
for this
picture
group?
actually.
What?
That'd be dope.
The what?
Like the climate for this group. You're
I've
talking
been
about it
doing
for
I've been
Tuesday.
doing that since the beginning. This is why you
Mhm.
guys gotta. This is why you guys. Do
I
you
just
have
never remember
access?
trying to get like a fur coat for bad weather. I don't remember anyone doing anything regarding the weather, really.
This is why it's important to look at the handouts. This has been sitting
Except
here
for
since
when Adler like
day
made it rain. I
one,
remember that.
like
I
right
thought you
there.
said I thought you
Since
said we're like
day
at the
one.
summer.
Dale reckoning,
We
Gear of
said we're
Lightning
at the end of
Storm.
summer, no? At one point.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the days of the
Definitely trekked in some rain.
So right now we're Elliot 1? No, where are we?
Why are we concerned about the weather?
I think the 23rd of Alien.
Kythorn 13. Only because on Tuesdays he mentioned, like, that's one of the last things he mentioned, that on Tuesday he wanted to get more involved with like the weather.
We don't do any of that stuff, nor do we eat or drink, none of that stuff.
Say it again?
It's Saipan. Do all that.
I've done weather stuff on here quite a few times. Shoot, I think when they were going to the lizard marshes, you guys chose to go at night because it was too hot during the day.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
And then there was
Was
a lot
it
of
for the heat though? Was it really about the heat? Or was we just trying to play up to our trope?
It was the heat.
Nah, he just.
All right, maybe it's both. All right, let's go with that because I know I was thinking about we were like, yo, we move at night because we're night watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
And
I
then
remember that conversation.
it rained a lot. There was some heavy rain and stuff, and I think there was one point you characters
It muffled our sounds and
had
stuff.
you had to take shelter until the rain was over. All sorts of shit.
Did we come to the consensus of me getting rid of Fortune, Lewis? Because I changed it on my sheet.
Oh yeah, we did. I think I
And
changed
replacing that with Cauldron.
I think I changed it on my end already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, I no longer have Fortune, so don't ask.
What is that? One of the rerolls?
Rerolls.
Damn, you get our one protection against bad digidice.
Wait, are you kidding?
This man said, "We don't need to be afraid of digidice anymore." What?
I literally have protective.
We need to be afraid of digidice
exactly for that reason.
That's the true NM, bro.
I have
true enemy, bro.
For that exact reason. Y'all, we good. We still eating good. Don't worry.
First of all, this is Thursday. We not eating good over here.
You eating good with my spells? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We remember the battle when we were at the when we fought all of those creatures at the fortress. We only needed protective luck. That's what saved our asses. They were hitting shit without it.
Yeah, it made all of them have to reroll everything.
Fortune lets you re-roll any ability check. Who cares? Any attack roll. Who cares? But this one is key. Any saving throw that could protect you from a save versus death right there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what that finger of
I get
death.
what you're
You
saying.
roll the one,
It's-
re-roll that finger of death.
Right, right.
That
Protective
fortune
luck
save.
is like the upgraded version of that though.
It's
Is it?
every
Yeah.
time they make an attack roll, every single one is a reroll.
But
Yeah.
you can
Yeah, it's like unluck.
you can only-
Yeah,
you
that's
can
why I
only
like it
use
so
hex.
much.
You can only use the hex on each hex only once per person every
Yeah,
time.
and it counts for any roll. So like if Fortune, and if you have to do a climb check, Fortune pops off. As
thought
opposed
you-
to protective luck, that goes until someone attacks you. So I can pre-buff protective luck on the entire party, and then we can go to battle.
And that's what you have still.
And that's what I
Mhm.
have still.
So my
That's-
question
that's
is,
nasty.
you still have the one that makes the enemy reroll.
Yes, I still have misfortune.
All right, that's probably everything we need.
That,
then,
that
I
works.
guess.
Yeah.
That works.
Cook
All
my
right.
character. Let me cook my character. She busting right now. She got a, was it 20?
It sounds like you becoming more efficient, to be quite
Hell
honest.
yeah!
Instead of being super
No.
redundant and having the same
No.
option 3 times, I get it. I get it. You
No, definitely start
turning into a true murderer, like you.
Just make sure not to cook your party member in that cauldron. The enemies, but not your own
I
party.
do
Oh,
want,
yeah.
yo, if I go evil, I'm getting the cook people heads. I'm getting the cook people heads. I'm just saying. If I go evil,
Oh,
I'm getting cook
wow.
people.
Wow,
Man,
bro. You
that-
got like 2 people in the party who have a bad problem with that, like a bad serious problem with that. Like like Sophia should definitely stop you from doing that, but Rob desecrating the
like
dead in
Colin's
his
head-
face doesn't make
You
any
see
sense.
like Cullen's head sitting in a cauldron somewhere, and
Oh,
I'm
that-
making
that's
nothing
an
out of
outright-
it.
That's an outright
Dude, Lewis,
bad.
did we ever go over that? I think I was waiting until next session because I remember that being a point I wanted to make before we moved on from it. Was I think you left the head at the apartment or something.
Yeah,
Like
we
you didn't
gotta
bring
go
it
back.
with you, so
Yeah,
I
we
was
did.
like waiting to see if I could
Oh yeah.
do the whole
you wanna
proper
do that.
burial
you
for
did it.
for them.
You did it.
I don't remember that at all. I remember us going. I remember you coming. Remember, it happened to you and Ophelia, I think, like somewhere
Brought it-
else, and then
he
y'all came to
mentioned-
the.
Yeah, he mentioned. I don't think he did it yet.
It's because the head and you were in 2 different places, so I didn't know that. I
Yeah, that's
don't
what
think
it
we ever
was.
got to that point. So Roth would like to properly. We talked about it, going to the physician order and letting them know about the deceased and everything like that.
Let me get a curse glare.
But I also want to do one thing with it. When we finally do arrive to the apartment area, I forget what the wording Lewis said. Whatever your base is with freaking Sophelia.
He said that they share an apartment in a tenement building.
In a tenement building. Yeah, whatever the hell that is, bro.
That's exactly
and
where
a
Cullen,
flat over
Cullen
the west side of Waterdeep.
I thought that's where Cullen and them lived because it's like there's one building over there in Daggerford that's owned by that noble that actually lives in Waterdeep. He's a landlord.
Oh right, this is Daggerford.
Mm-hmm.
Waterdeep.
Ooh, Carlton, Trimble.
I wish there was a way to have like. I mean, I could just keep it on my sheet, but I wish there was a way to like always have like a base, like Lewis. Is there like a you know how you pop up like one of those like little documents and it has like actually you know what, you probably have it already. This is the backdrop. Point is, I wish there was a way for us to always be able to tell where we are and like what's going on in the current, wherever we are, whatever's currently happening. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it has like, all right, we're actually in Waterdeep right now. No, we're actually in Daggerford right now. Okay, it's this time of day. Like if you had something that you kept updating for that'd be awesome. But I guess it's my own memory. I need to remember it. So there's so many weeks go by and shit. Kind of forget like
Yeah, you guys,
what was happening. You know what I mean?
You guys have that. I think somebody wrote like
Is
somebody
it on?
wrote
Is
that-
it on?
somebody
Am I
wrote-
missing
yeah,
it?
Yeah, you are.
The logbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could use the logbook
Yeah,
too, I suppose.
Look at the note. that was written.
The special fucking note,
Yeah.
right?
Where's the special note? Oh, a special fucking note, right? Players can add to this, right? Maybe that's what I can do. I'll edit this.
Yeah, this is for you guys. This is your
Try to-
logbook. You
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
have all 6 of you have 5 of you have free reign
All
to
right.
add and modify that shit.
I'm gonna modify it right now,
If we have time,
and I'll try to keep my ears open for like time of day and shit like that, whatever's going on, just so that we can refer to it like quickly.
I don't know if we have more downtime, but I want to look for
But,
one role.
When we finally do get back to your tenement building,
I'm not staying there anymore.
Roth
Sophelia's
would
turn.
take a look at the head if it's still there, and then trying to prepare a little ritual. See if he can get some information from it.
Oh shit. Doing speak with dad.
Mm-hmm.
I
Might be
definitely-
easy just to find out who this motherfucker killed him. Like Lewis is like, yo, I can't let them break my session right now. This is supposed to take them 72 hours. No, let's just see if we can talk to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there any way that I could get it to like reduce its saving throws? You can't shake in a dead body, right? Or something like that. I can't harass a dead body. I just get so annoyed the fact that a dead body gets a fucking saving throw. That's crazy. Imagine being so fucking legendary that when you die, you can still pass saves when people try to body your corpse, like with no help, like with no outside person like protecting your corpse. You just inherently like resist shit. Like what?
Okay.
Like when you're dead, the power is gone.
So you go there. You go to
Yeah.
where Luna told you the head's where she left the head, and there you see it.
The bed sheets?
The horrified, the horrified, twisted facial features of the decapitated head of Mervyn.
That's one of Cullen's men.
Not Mervyn.
no.
No,
It's not?
Mervyn was the head that got thrown in the streets. This one is
Right.
Does he look like one of his boys, or is he like
yeah.
one of his like someone that we didn't even like encounter? It's just one of the many men that he has under.
No,
I think
it's Cullen. It's Cullen,
What?
and it was Rastafun.
Rust.
This dude.
it was Cullen.
Oh, him. Okay. I remember that one.
This was
Damn, son.
this guy was the one who had his head thrown in the street where Lucian was at.
That was the guy who tried to.
Oh yes,
Oh.
the Rasputin dude.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That
that
was the dude
was
who tried to charm me when I was in the bar.
Mervyn
Yeah,
is the
right.
Mervyn was the one that was
Wanted
the
to-
vocal
yeah.
one about killing
About
Adler.
killing
Let's just
Adler.
kill him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's the one that
see?
he's the one that tried to charm me in the bar, and I had to
Yeah,
battle
that's right. He was
battle
trying to
the
charm in
charm.
the bar.
Had to battle the charm.
He said the vocal one. Well, now he no longer. Well, where's his head? We should put their heads together and try to see if we can get as much info. What did we do with the other head? Like what?
His head?
What?
It's in the street where I was almost. They
Well,
told me to leave.
We left the head in the street.
That's where Valerian and the rest of the police showed up.
Yeah, the guards.
The
have
guards
that.
showed up. The guards have that one.
That shit is gone now. Damn, son, that dude probably had mad intel. All right, so Roth walks into the room, casts his gaze over to obvious anomaly in the room, and walks over to it.
Is Sophia there or not?
And,
There.
If she, yeah.
starts like
Yeah,
performing a ritual.
yeah, if she wants to go along.
Adler would like to go along. If Roth makes it vocal, that's what he's gonna do. Adler's interested in seeing how that works out.
Oh,
I'm going.
I don't think Roth would have made it a secret, though. He didn't mention that he was gonna do that. He just mentioned that he wanted to go, like, deal with the corpse and put it. in.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah,
If it was the intent, if you said it like that, then Adler would probably think you're just going there to do a ritual to bury the body.
right.
So then that wouldn't pique his interest.
I mean, we could actually role play it out. 'Cause I feel like I'm glossing over like what's happened because we're already on our way. We're already there, I should say. But
No, I mean this is what he did that night. Yeah, I would let it go through.
yeah, I think he would have mentioned it. It was not really a secret, so I'll be like, um, yeah, I wanna. He goes, Luna, show me where the head of this corpse is. Perhaps I could get it to speak, tell us about what happened to it.
Wait
Perhaps
a
that
moment.
give us. Oh,
You can make you can make heads talk.
hmm. There is some necromantic, a necromantic blessing I have been given by the master of the crystal spiral. Allows me to converse with corpse. Still must be somewhat intact, however. As long as it still has the anatomy, hoping only its head can form words and tell us about what happened to it.
Hmm.
I
So
must
that's not.
say, I haven't done this yet. Seeing the extent of this spell is something you and I will be seeing for the first time. In fact,
So making the dead talk is not desecration. I'll write that down. I want to see it.
well then,
But how does the
Luna,
how do you
shh,
communicate with
lead
the
the way.
dead? Hasn't the soul already departed
Few
Mm,
to their deity's realm?
you're correct. In fact, the soul has departed. These are memories that are stored within the corpse itself, in the body, flesh. It is something more like speaking to the body. They always say the body always remembers.
Oh, interesting. I've
And
never heard of such magic.
powerful necromantic powers indeed. But for us, would be very useful. Learning things that might have, no, about learning what we, learning what, learning things we happen to miss while it was still living. This ritual takes some time, however. But in a few moments, 10 minutes. Yeah, he can cast a spell and see if he can get it to speak. So he goes, Luna, if you will do the honors to lead
Is
the way
this
to
is
the
this still the
apartment.
same? This is still the same night. We haven't gone to bed yet. No, I haven't got my.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't even think you got your gun back yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This would be Roth's way of trying to do something about it because I remember everyone was so like riled up about like being
Well, yeah,
targeted by this thing. So
yeah. Well, yeah.
Where did this discussion take place? The
like, because he
watchtower?
was basically trying to tell everybody, just yo, chill out, man. It's gonna be
It's in the
fine.
watch. We're
Relax.
in
You
the
can't do
watch.
nothing about it.
We're in the
All right, you know
watchtower.
what? Let's talk to the dead body. Fuck it. Let's talk to the dead body. See if we can get some information. If we
We're
can't
in
get
the
any information, then
uh, we're in the watchtower. Lucian basically was in the watchtower bugging out. Well, he went to
Yeah.
Luna's house first, and then
Bugging.
from Luna's house, yeah, I went to Luna's house to get healed first, and then we went to the watchtower and told everybody what happened with I almost called him Tweedledee, Zeedledee.
Tweedledee.
I
My
might just have to
man
call
went.
it Tweedledee. But yeah, Lucia was kind of bugging out about losing his gun because, as you know, it's not just a fucking regular piece of weaponry. He's got the guardsman looking after him, so he's kind of freaking out about actually not having it on him. And it's the one weapon, it's the weapon that Zino gave him. So he's kind of in a state about losing it. Like you don't just run across
Panic.
guns. You don't just run across guns in Galarian like that. All his guns are like handcrafted. He made them himself. He doesn't.
Room, not Galarian.
One of a
Favorite
kind.
rooms are, yeah, they're one of a kind. So he's not he feels kind of a way about it.
That makes sense. So
Warrior.
Roth eventually gets there. He sees the head, walks over to it, sticks his hands out, and he starts chanting. And then at the end of his mantra, his eyes glow briefly, and he says,
Admit yes.
he goes, speak. Tell me what it is that I want to know.
As you complete
He
this, the
compels.
as you complete the ritual,
Oh, it has a range. I didn't even realize that. It has 10 feet range. You can do that shit from across. Well, not really across the room.
as you complete the magic of this ritual that will allow you to grant a semblance of life and intellect to corpses, to which you can ask it questions.
Hmm.
You can feel the divine energy from the crystal spire itself flow
Food
into
plane infuses me.
flows. This magic flows all around and into the head. And with that, at first it seems as if nothing has happened until the eyes blink suddenly. And then the mouth starts to
Let's go.
and you like see it's trying to mouth words.
Yo.
Adler starts to frantically
Some
elbow,
God.
elbow Luna in excitement and points wordlessly as they're watching.
All right. Like,
you realize that the corpse didn't put up any resistance, which
guess he's not blessed.
which
He wants something to
informs
avenge.
which informs you that in its life it shared your alignment.
Yes, that's true. Yes, that is the one way around it. I thought that was okay. So it was neutral. True neutral, really? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rastafan was neutral.
Right. He goes, my name's Rothscar Grimhow. I command you speak. And then he goes, oh wait, do we know who he was, or are you just telling us out of character?
We know that who they
We
Yeah,
know
you
who
know
he
who it
was.
was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
know
so I
who
can use his name, right? All
Yeah.
right.
I'm
His
putting the work down
now
if you
his
can.
knowledge is limited to obviously what it knew during its life, including the languages it spoke. Answers are gonna be brief, or they're gonna be brief, cryptic, or repetitive. You you can cast on a corpse that's been deceased for any amount of time, but the body must be mostly intact to be able to respond. A damaged corpse may be able to give partial answers or partially correct answers, but it must at least have a mouth in order to speak, which the head does. However, it being just the head, um,
Pause.
Really?
it's going to give some partial. It might be giving partially cryptic responses. So it's a long shot of what kind of information you might get from what is left of Rastafan. And so you
I
will,
wish I didn't close the shit.
you can ask up to 3 questions.
Up to 3 questions, yeah. Okay. So Roth will look at the rest of the group with like he has that look on their face like, all right, well, here's our chance, right? Like like we about to ask. So guess he's waiting for someone who's probably got the best way to formulate a question. Probably would be him, but he's just kind of like anybody else. All right, so turns back around and then he says, Rastafan. He had a title. Rastafan the what? Rastafan the damn, I thought he had a title. Anyway, Rastafan. What do you remember before your death? No, actually I probably need to make a more specific question. Rastafan. What happened to you? How did you die? He's like, fuck it. It was just like, I can't spill the tea. Not yet. Not yet.
Laughing because you asked.
Yo.
I'm laughing because I'm about to because I was gonna be like, that is 2 questions.
Adler
You're like,
interrupts. Adler interrupts before Rastafan speaks. He goes, "Wait a second.
Evil genie, son. Stop.
Shouldn't you ask this question in front of like the authorities of Daggerford? That way they automatically know it's not us."
Damn, son. What's wrong with you? Why would you say
we
this
have-
shit now, bro?
Well, we have a paladin.
Because
we have
that's why.
Sophia right
That's
here.
what he thought of it.
I
He
mean,
didn't
we have
even know you
Sophia.
could do this.
Stop
He didn't even know you could do this until 2 seconds
all
ago.
about us caring about being innocent. I never,
We have
it never
Sophia right
crossed
here.
my mind, bro. It never crossed my mind, bro. What the hell? You're right. We could just be like, yo, like this.
I mean, we have Sophia right here.
How'd you
That's
die?
how-
It's the motherfucker killed me, and it wasn't him. Like what?
That's how Roth reacts. He goes, "Wait a second."
Maybe the simplest of questions might serve us.
I think honestly,
Why don't we
I
start
think
off with
honestly,
him?
yes,
Hold on,
that
what do you,
reaction was
Pichardo's
genuine.
talking. Hold on a second. What are you saying, Pichardo?
He
So Ophelia, she scratches her temple a little bit. Well, sometimes due to the limitation of that the spell might have, as you mentioned, Rob, and some of the answers could be cryptic. We should keep the question that we ask very simple and straightforward, just to avoid any understanding. Why don't we just at least break the ice? Why don't we just straightforwardly just ask them who killed you?
Well, we know who killed him. Tweedledee.
But the
Well, where
authorities
is
won't.
Tweedledee?
Also,
That's the
no,
question.
This. So you remember when Rob
The
looked at you guys
question
and like
is,
kind of
where
gave y'all
is
an
Tweedledee?
opportunity to like try to
Yeah,
chime in?
the
Let's say
13
that that's
seconds you
where
gave
we
us
still
to,
are, bro.
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
okay, good.
Okay.
So we know who killed
good.
him. All right, so since we know who killed him, then Sophia goes, okay, good, Lucian. What about? Well, I doubt that he's going to know where he went. I mean, he's dead, obviously. So how would he know? How
Does
about we
he?
ask him what was the motive? Why did whatever name you said? Why did
Zito D.
Diddle kill you? Maybe we should ask that question.
Why did Tweedledee? Oh, like the motivation
Yes, to see if there's
of
any
another person.
right. We
I
don't know if he knew this person or not. So
I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but I'm just gonna say out of character. Wouldn't that be like the only way he could possibly know is if like he has that moment in like in like TV
Or
shows or
Lord.
whatever where he's like the bad guy who's trying to like just do this evil deed and like tells him the whole plan because he's gonna kill him anyway. Like happens. Like that's really like the only way. Like that
It's
seems
Lord
super
Zito D.
rare. You think we should?
Yeah, if he was monologuing at him before he just decided to
That's
kill
the only way he would know. And it feels. I mean, listen, I'll try it.
because he
Uh,
didn't
no,
kill.
no.
Remember, he didn't kill the guy. Boogeyman killed the guy. So
Boogeyman
he
killed the
wouldn't
guy.
know why he was killed. He was just killed.
Oh, I'm missing
Unless he was
context.
working with him.
I'm missing context. Yeah, I'm missing context.
Right,
So-
right. Unless
Unless he was-
uh
Unless they were
So,
working together
Ricardo,
at some
the
point.
boogeyman,
Yeah.
Well-
doesn't kill personally. Someone has to contract him. So what
this
they
was
Right.
did
confusing too for me.
What
But
they
if we
did
know,
was
if we
they
know all this
sacrificed.
information, why are we speaking with this corpse then? Because we already know this information that.
Yeah, we know that. Unless he knows. The
Because
only
we
question
don't-
I can think of is, where is Lord Zito D? Does anybody know where he's at? That's the only thing I can think of.
Man, that nigga
Well,
was
ask him-
crazy
ask him-
evil.
Asking
Yeah.
him this question could reveal information on what Zeedledee did to kill him, meaning giving us
I mean,
intel on his abilities.
I fought him.
Okay,
How
I have
come-
this.
Yeah, but he didn't kill you.
I mean,
Can you make that a
We- we
handout that
pretty-
we can keep
we-
referring to,
Yeah.
Lewis?
All
we
right,
pretty much
how
know what
about-
his abilities are. We don't know where he's
So-
at.
Bro,
So I feel like-
there's so many handouts here. They're right there for you to use.
How about
We
this
need to
way?
find out where
Like-
he's at.
Maybe I can't find it. Maybe that's my.
It's on the
And
bestiary.
What was Ricardo?
Yeah,
You
how
click on
about-
bestiary, it opens up. They're folders.
I'm gonna wait to lose this time.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Thank you.
So Sophia goes like, all right, how about this question? Can we probably ask him, what are the last things you remember?
Hmm.
If it was it looks like he was brutally murdered. So I'm sure his body memory, as you mentioned, probably
Mhm.
wants to tell us, to avenge him. So
Actually, you
maybe
know what?
that's
You know
the
what?
last thing you remember.
Yes, I like what you're doing. I think I want to ask them the obvious questions. Obvious questions being, where the fuck did he die? We don't know that question.
Oh,
Because aren't
yeah,
they
we don't know
hiding?
where his body is at. You're right. We don't know where his body is at, correct?
Where were you killed, bro? Yeah, his
Where-
head's here, but where the
yeah.
fuck were you hiding? We were looking for this motherfucker the
Right.
longest time. That's one of the
Yeah.
questions we definitely want to know, right?
All right, yeah, 100%.
All right, so let's start with that. You said so. He looks back towards Rastafan after we have a little huddle, and then he goes, Rastafan, where did you die? Where did you meet your end?
I don't hear what loses.
He's muted, right?
No.
Oh,
So
no.
it's trying to reply,
My bad.
but part of its voice box was fucking damaged.
No, does anybody read lips?
But
Sophia does. She
right,
got linguistics.
it's
She
a
can do a check.
perception. It's perception to
Oh, it's perception. Oh,
yeah,
oh,
you use perception to read
that's the
lips.
Lucian right there. That's Lucian field.
Roth should have like a plus. What I have a
So like
24 fucking
so
yesterday.
like some sound comes out, but like it's broken
Plus
apart.
10. All right,
Hang on,
let's
I
go.
got you.
10. Yeah, me too. I got
I
perception.
should still have a plus 24.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I got about plus
Those
20.
buffs are long. Those buffs are long.
Actually, I don't even think the DC's that high. Lucian probably take 10.
Okay.
What was
Actually,
the? I
take
think.
10
Should've
I,
taken
yeah,
10
I think.
too,
I
yeah.
think reading
I'm
lips.
gonna
I
take
think
10.
reading
I'm
lips
gonna
was
take 10.
like DC 25 or something or 20.
Oh, now we'll have to roll.
DC
We'll have to roll.
25
I
or
need
something.
a
I gotta
15
check.
or higher.
All right.
I need a 15 or higher this week.
I got it.
No, I know you. I know you do. You don't even
Yeah.
have a roll problem.
Or should I
Nah,
say, where were you hiding all this time?
you already asked. He's gonna.
You know, because that's also he could have died just by taking the
Does
shit,
he?
like walking
Does he?
across the
Does
street,
he?
or he
Does he
died,
know? Does he know
like he said,
why
you
he
know.
killed? Yo, does he know why he killed him, or does he know where Zito D is at? That's two questions I want to know.
So,
What-
do you know
what if he-
why you
what if
died?
What if you don't? What if you don't know the name of Diddle D? Then that'll be a wasted question. They'll be like,
True. Do
Before we do that, how do we know this is Zito D's doing? Let's start there.
Because
How
he
do we
threw a
know
head. Because he threw a head at me. And,
Heads have
Yeah.
been
and
the decapitated, right?
decapitated heads has been his thing. I don't know if you remember the one under your bed.
like
And
Green
he said,
Goblin.
That's this one, and then there's the one in the street, and then
yeah, so he's kind of, you know,
So we're
and
not
then he
referring
he's
to.
actually
kind of,
and then he actually fought Lucian. So,
So to
Yeah.
clarify, we're not talking specifically about the boogeyman, or is the boogeyman Zito D?
the
Boogeyman
boogeyman
is
Zito D.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
Yeah.
confused. Okay, I was confused.
Yeah, the boogeyman
Oh,
is
those are
Zito
two
D.
different people. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Lord Zito D.
Lord, apparently, motherfucker is like known, and then true.
I mean, if he's a known hired mercenary Fae, then
Malcolm.
maybe they
So anyways,
maybe they would know him because Cullen, that's kind of Cullen's circle.
so did we get to read his lips?
Face? No, it's not.
I mean, not
No.
Faes, but like hired mercenary assassin type shit.
Oh yeah. That's yeah.
Y-
He's definitely not the one.
That's his pocket. But yeah,
Repeat.
no, you're right. He might not know. He might not know
Repeat it.
who Lord Zito D.
So yeah, but repeat the question again. It was
All right, guys. Democracy
Were you
time.
killed?
Is it where were you killed? Is it
where
how were you killed? Or is it where were you hiding all this time?
Where were you killed?
How were you killed is not gonna help us much. Okay.
Nah.
Yes. But where were he killed? I like that one.
Yeah, I like where. Yeah.
Because then we got a location. We could go to that location and possibly get some more
Right.
information and clues.
So I like that one. Where?
Where all right, so basically the question should be worded. See, I thought like this too, Lewis, that it was like a monkey's paw thing. Like you need to act like a very specific way because it could be taken any other any other kind of way, and he could be like, "Oh, I died in the street," or something like that. And that's and now that's a question going. You know what I mean? So I don't want that to happen. But we're gonna word it in such a way.
But then we can follow up. What's
Some bullshit.
Do you need the movie?
Right, and then eventually that's 3 questions, then you're done. So as we get more specific, right? I mean, I'm down to learn where he died. I mean, or yeah, where he, because I'm assuming if we know where he died, then the rest of his gang is probably there, right? Because only 2 of them died so far, as far as we know.
No,
what I'm trying to say?
that wouldn't assume that they're still there. If 2 of their members are dying, why would they stay there?
Where he died, if he knows the motive, and then if we find the corpse or something, was anything stolen from him? Because maybe he has something in his possession that they
Maybe we should ask him where is their hideout.
Colin's hideout.
Where is Cullen's hideout?
Remember
Care
that,
about Cullen's hideout.
Wait, so Philip's gonna do a spell crap. I don't want to metagame. Let me do a spell crap because there's something I know out of character, but I don't want to.
He's like, I know some shit, but this ain't fair.
Luna's question is why do we care about Cullen's hideout?
Okay, perfect. So Peter,
You know why we care about Lou.
Because
You know why we
Sophia,
care about
so,
Cullen's
Because
hideout, and he
Cullum's
looks
head
right
ain't
at
turned up
Adeline,
yet, bro.
and
Cullum's head didn't turn up yet. One and
nah,
two.
he looks right at you. Lucian looks right at you and goes, "You know why we care about Cullen's hideout?" And he looks at Adelar, and he's like, "We owe him something."
yeah, keep
Luna
in
goes,
mind,
with respect, don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying, but we currently have something bigger now, and we have a Fey
Oh
assassin.
yes. No, we're gonna kill him too. Absolutely. I was just
Love the
letting you know.
specificity of it all.
I'm just letting you know for a fact
well,
that I plan on putting a bullet in Cullen's face.
my
So
concern
if
is
I know where he's at, I might not have a problem with that. So
there's a high probability that if we were to ask him directly where Cullen's hideout, it would not answer, or it might purposely try to mislead us. Because according to, I mean, it's been a while, but I remember Luna, Adler, correct me if I'm wrong, for the
Mm.
Secret Death spell, um, the recipient of the spell, they're under no obligation to be truthful, and this person was loyal to Cullen. He would never betray to Cullen, and not to us. They knew us. He knew us when he was alive. He perceives us as enemies. So if we were to ask him directly where Cullen's hideout it is, I think it'll be a waste of a question.
Mm.
But that's just he.
It says it can't remember that it's been questioned. Like it doesn't retain any. Like I don't think. I think the access to it. Lewis, correct me
They
if I'm
could
wrong.
lie. Basically,
The
what I'm trying to say in character,
It could lie.
they could lie. That's what basically
They could lie.
they could
Okay.
lie.
It doesn't.
yes.
Good to know.
I'm not reading that it would mislead anybody. It, it's saying it has to it's saying it has to answer. But the way it answers won't always be quick and direct. It can be brief, it can be cryptic, or it can even be repetitive.
Mm.
Like the stairs. I died on the stairs.
Right.
Stairs. And you're like, what stairs? What stairs?
Like,
And then
and they'll
maybe
be
you'll
like,
get
the
more information.
stairs. They'll just say it again. The
R-
stairs that were deep below the stair. Like it'll just be repetitive. Like
Yeah, it's not
that's a,
lying to
that's
you. It's
that's that
just
that's a
that's just
possibility. Yeah.
right, right. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Usually,
I get what you're
yeah.
saying. You're afraid of the us just
Usually, yeah.
wasting our time.
Usually
But
you get the yeah, because you can only ask it these 3 questions, and then the
God
spell
bless you.
will never work
Thank you.
again.
You know what it is.
Whoa, it'll work again.
I was reading the Roll20 Speak with Dead that they have here, the spell, but I noticed it's fifth edition. In fifth edition, they added like this extra verbiage to it. Let me copy and paste it to you guys.
Oh, you have to wait a week
I was,
to do it again.
I think
Oh.
you're thinking about what's the name?
yeah, I was reading
Speak
fifth
with
edition.
Dead on Speak with Dead on Pathfinder is like that. It has more
No,
restrictions.
this is Speak with Dead, but it's fifth edition. I didn't even realize I was reading fifth edition version of this spell. There's a part that says the corp is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or if it recognizes you as an enemy. That's an added
Oh,
like
that's
thing.
the 5th edition one.
That's fifth
Oh, I
edition.
see what
Not
you're
fifth
saying.
edition.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
okay.
Yeah, so they actually
Damn.
made it more specific.
I can't
They
talk to you,
right.
motherfucker.
So what you
I like
do is you gouge his eyes out so it doesn't know who's who.
Damn.
Oh, I mean, what? Out of character, but Sophia would never say this shit. It'd be like, well, Lucian could use bluff and, and pass himself off as someone that was an ally.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, there's so many ways to trick it. You know what I'm saying? Like one.
Try to act like he's Cullen. Hey man, it's your boss, Cullen. Where were you killed?
Yeah,
Right.
Where your body at
That's
though?
only for fifth
yeah.
edition.
Where your body at?
That 3.5 is limited. It's only for fifth edition. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Carry on.
It's all right. Now we got more. Now we know the spell better. So when future corpses turn up, because you know it's fucking Night Watch.
So
we'll
the
know
third,
if we
the
can
third, the
exploit
three,
this shit
so
better.
the 3E version one is actually more useful than the 2nd edition and the 5th edition one.
What's the 3E version?
The,
The
the
3E
one,
version was really good. The one that Doom
the
Guides
one
actually
you,
got.
the
Yeah.
one, no, the one you
You
get that
casting, the one you're casting now is the better version.
3.5. 3.5.
Oh yeah, there's less restrictions on it.
The 5th edition one,
Less
like
restricted. It
Pachado
has more
pointed
restrictions.
out, fucking
Yeah,
it has restrictions, and then motherfuckers could be
Yeah.
doesn't have to be truthful.
Yeah,
Second
you could
edi-
lie to your ass.
Imagine
second edition is just as bad. Second edition says even if the casting is successful, such creatures are as evasive as possible when questioned.
Imagine
Damn.
using that skill. Imagine using that spell in fifth edition. You do it, and they go fuck you
Evasive.
and your question. It
They
just
will
don't
give
say.
they will give extremely brief and limited answers, often cryptic, and to
You know
take
what's crazy?
and to take questions literally.
Imagine being a fucking Sith Lord, a Sith Inquisitor. You killing niggas, and then you just get their corpse, and you just get them to tell them. So tell me, where are the Jedi? Bro? You don't have to fucking like talk. You don't have to talk, like you know what they say: shoot first, ask questions later. You can literally do that with fucking this spell, bro. That's wow, son. I like it. I like it. I just hope that we
Shoot first, ask
get
questions.
some.
That's
Yeah.
why it works.
Like
as
you
an-
better tell
that-
me now,
That's
or
why
I'll take it
that's
from
why
your corpse, bro.
that's why it works as an inquisitor. All right.
Yo, that's so godlike, bro. I didn't realize. This is why I gotta play more D&D.
Hey,
Like
listen.
there's spells that just would
But
you could make a
all
whole
right.
character
So
around a spell,
but
bro.
the third edition one, all it says is the corpse's knowledge is limited to what it knew,
Mhm,
and answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive.
mhm.
Doesn't say anything else. It says it'll answer you,
All right.
High
but
probability we won't get any.
We might end up using all our questions to get one answer, but if
but
it's an
it
answer
starts
we
with
can use, then it is what it
the
is.
Yeah.
first question, because then you'll know what to ask for 2 and 3.
You know, the first time I ever had experience, and first time I ever had an interaction with the spell was in Baldur's Gate 3.
Describe your location.
Like the first chapter, you get to use Speak with
That could
Dead from
work.
like an amulet, and I was like,
D-
"Oh, that's
describe your
how this spell
location.
could be used." And then they did it in the D&D
Or
movie, like right
nah,
afterwards. It's
that you
so
could then
crazy.
you could
Yeah,
just say the stairs,
D&D
the
movie.
stairs. And that would be fucking always
All
no
right, so
question.
let's see if we can get some
At least it's a lead.
Yeah.
elite.
Describe the
It's a
location
place
you
with
occurred
stairs.
in, and we might
Yeah.
have to follow up.
The place was stairs.
It was on the stairs. Oh shit.
Oh, he did say that.
No. So
Oh,
what? I'm still waiting for the actual full breadth of the first question, word by word.
guys, verbatim. What should we say? What's the
Describe
best
the
way
location
to
you
articulate?
were married.
Roth don't even speak full English, bro. He only know one language. Who's the
Or
fucking
where
polyglot here?
where were you married?
Adler is, and
Luna.
Luna.
Come
Sophia.
on, y'all. Yeah, y'all should know how to word things. Like
One,
Sophia is the
two,
one
no.
with like 30 languages.
7.
Yeah.
What?
Roth got no diplomacy.
I have 8 languages.
So he's just gonna be straightforward with it. But if you can make it more like
Shit.
exactly what
I
we're
told
trying
you,
to
man. I got it all in the
get,
handouts.
Yeah, I got 8 languages.
Actually,
that's
I think I gotta update this, but
you know.
Sophia has way more than that.
Oh
right.
wow, yeah, y'all got meta languages.
She's missing a lot of language.
Oh, you're missing languages too.
Yeah.
This man said he's missing
That's so
languages.
awkward. Yeah, he is. I gotta update this.
She's a
You and
she's a-
fucking Quindamere be getting along real well.
Alec has 11
she's
languages.
she's a linguist savant.
11, dang. Yeah, you and Adler got the most, and Luna.
10.
All right. So we're just going with where did you die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could follow up from there.
All right.
Simple.
Where exactly did you die?
Now it's updated.
Where did you die exactly? And then we can ask him how. We know how he died. He got his head cut off. Who killed you is a good question, right? And then
More than
What
likely, he's
after
just
that?
gonna tell us Zito D.
Where
If he even knows his
where
name.
did you die exactly, Rastafan? I command you.
as it speaks, and Lucian had to fill in words that didn't fully form because of the lack of most of its body. But but there were some words that were audible. Other times it was as if somebody had hit the mute button. Um, but from what Lucian was able to inform the group was the answer to the question by the head of Rastafan. My death was at the hands of the earth itself in its domain outside of Daggerford, away from here,
Question.
Do Faye
filled
typically
with
reside
shadow, darkness, and oh, no.
You gotta ask another question.
where do Faye typically reside in?
Depends on the Fae.
Can I do a
Feywild?
knowledge to determine specifically about boogeymen?
So, boogeymen.
Wish you did that.
Yeah, he did nature.
What type of knowledge is nature?
Yeah.
I thought I did that. Got Roth rolled the 41. Gather info on Boogie. Remember that?
Not
Yeah,
like
we just
gather
don't.
info. Thought it was a
Yeah.
nature check.
No, we did him. Sorry, he used gather info on Lord Zeedledee.
Yeah, that's
name.
what it was. That's what it was. Yeah,
It's
and I went,
specifically
and I
about
went,
boogeymen.
and I went to. Okay, so, um, pretty much,
Thought we just got a lot of
pretty much almost any environment they particularly will prefer to haunt houses or they're found in secluded natural places where they can hunt their prey unobserved. So it's going to be in an area where he has quick access to prey, but also secluded and private, or in a location where like people don't really dare to tread for whatever reason.
We have to find a place like that. So Luna goes, well, judging by what he said,
And there's a lot of
and
places like that.
it was judging by what he said and the nature of boogeymen, it's usually someplace secluded where they have access to people, and that doesn't narrow down a lot of it, but it gives us something. And this town is pretty big, so it could be they could have just been hiding in town.
Secluded, but access to people.
So we
Well,
can. Oh, sorry.
I can think of a place.
Where?
Wouldn't a place where people go to tend their wounds be a place where it's secluded, you need your privacy, and that's access to people? So, an infirmary or a madhouse?
A madhouse. It's a really good choice.
Or a church?
The next, she goes, well, an infirmary might not be the worst choice because after their encounter with you, they had to tend their wounds somewhere.
No, he healed him right on the spot. I saw it with my own eyes. He healed it right in front of me.
Oh, so he regenerated right in front of we have
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Well, we're mentioning. I'm talking specifically Cullen's gang.
Mm.
Where did Zito D find Cullen's gang? Is the question.
Oh,
So an infirmary where you have an area that is of isolation in a relatively dark area, but still have access to victims. One could argue that during their encounter with Adelar, they found a place to heal their wounds, which would be an infirmary.
mm. That was so long ago. You don't think they would just magically heal it? Like you heal the rest of us?
So we have to determine who has healing abilities in their party.
Well, wouldn't just a potion
Yeah,
mend wounds could do that also? It's very
yeah.
vague. We don't know if it was curative magic from a cleric or just a potion or an infirmary, as you suggested. It could be any of them.
But he said it was on a secluded place just outside of town.
Yeah. What about Nah, I don't think that would work. Just ask him directly where his hideout is located. But what if they just give us the um? Oh wait, no, I don't think Lucian ever told us this secret where like his tenement was at, like that you went to their house once, way a long time ago. But
Oh, when I followed them,
yeah, I don't think you ever told us this secret, so you wouldn't know that.
I didn't follow them for long. I followed them. Um, where did I lose them at? Just outside of the town. Oh, I lost them just before
Oh,
they left town.
in the ghettos, they used to have like an apartment ghettos that those
Oh
apartments that
yeah,
have like it's missing.
somebody did go there. I think it was Lucian, but like,
It was Lucian. He
Was
broke
it?
it, or they weren't home.
but they weren't
The
home.
first
A
time.
long
And
time ago,
yeah,
Yeah,
the
long
first
ago. Yeah,
time they said
yeah,
they weren't home, and
yeah.
I
that was
said the only
The
thing,
house you broke into.
he
Forgot about that shit.
noticed.
but I don't think he ever told us it's a
No,
feeling.
I
He
said
just
the only
like
thing he noticed was a humanoid figure walking away
mm.
wearing an overcoat and a top hat.
And
There you go, man. There
Oh,
you go.
I
There
did
you go.
say it. I did
Connection.
say it way back.
Connection. You're
did you?
welcome.
an overcoat
It's a
and a top
connection right
hat.
there.
He's
meant,
been
yeah.
there the whole
Mm,
time.
So they were being hunted for a long time now.
mm.
And we were like level 3 back then. When that happened.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I
So,
totally forgot about that shit.
So Luna goes, okay, so
Ask him for the. I got this. It looks like they probably knew that they were on to them. Maybe that's the reason why us
Why they?
locate them. Ask him what
Right.
was your ask him this question next, Rob. What was your what's the location of your last hideout?
we also need to determine who contracted Zito D. That's a big one too. Someone's after us and sacrificed Cullen's gang in order to get to us.
Yeah, but if we were murdered like now in this instant, we wouldn't know who hired them. I don't
All
think
right.
this person
So
knew who hired them. So
Rastapon, where
maybe
is the location of your last hideout?
But they died
Did
in
you
that house.
speak?
They died in that house.
Gotta give him a little kick.
yeah. I command thee now. Answer.
They motherfucker died in that house, and Mr. Zito D just took the bodies.
Just imagine.
Imagine he just peeked through the window. I'm right over here, suckers.
He
Right.
just talked to me
He's like-
directly.
He like right there, like looking at us.
The
like,
last
jump scare
hideout.
shit, bro.
It goes the last hideout. It was. He goes. Our last hideout. We simply stayed at Cullen's home.
Nailed it.
One more question. And now where is Kalen's home located?
Well, Lucian knows where the home is located.
Yeah, Lucian knows
Does he?
where it's at.
Oh,
You
there
know,
go.
this
We don't-
is
we don't
like-
even we don't have to
Mhm.
ask.
Luna,
There you go. You got a free third question. I leave it up to you guys. We got
Luna's like jumping up and down. She goes, I think I got it. They died in Cullen's home. And Mr. Zito D took the bodies then. They never left
But I never saw bodies in the house.
because Mr. Zito D might have taken them. He's magical.
Mm.
Remember how he's finding? He's able to recreate sounds and bring forth
Illusions.
and illusions.
Yeah.
He could have made
He
an illusion
did.
to appear that the bodies weren't there.
So they're just rotting inside of the house this whole time?
Remember, there was a head under my bed we know it that I didn't notice.
I guess.
So you can
Wait,
either-
hold up. Hold up.
I'll show
up.
you. I'll show
Don't
you where
you
the house
have
is
a
at.
heel check that's godlike? Or am I thinking of a different character? Icarus,
he has
right?
a high-
I have a heel
he has
check.
a high heel check. Just a high heel check.
I do.
How long has the head been dead for? Can't you figure that out?
That's a
He-
good. Do you
he should
say
be.
that?
No, Roth is looking at you like that because Roth could do it too. But it's like if that's
goes-
if that's where you're going, don't you already know how to get that information? Like that's just,
she
She's
she
a
kind of
method.
ponders. And she goes, "Sorry."
Good thinking.
I know she a med. Does she know she a med?
She forgot. Listen, she's not a
I-
That's
no,
not
Too
the-
busy delving in the damn evil
I-
ass secrets of magic and shit.
Luna
She forgot
goes-
about her first calling.
Luna goes,
Her first
"Oh
calling,
yeah,
Do a health heel check. See how old this corpse is.
oh yeah."
Pretty
Don't
much.
blame you. My man
What do you mean,
said,
oh,
I'm
yeah?
done with the mundane.
You got like 15 wisdom. You're supposed to know all this shit.
I'm
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
with the mundane. Give me that
You have to remember
evil
at the-
magic.
You have to remember at the moment it was a dead head. This has only been
True.
maybe a few hours.
So it looks like the head wasn't looks like the head was sliced off in a
Serrated.
it was sliced off but in a fashion as if it was like yeah.
It wasn't
Alright.
clean.
How do I no it was not clean. The head came off
It sounds painful.
as if something it came off
He's still alive.
it came off as if claws were consistently slicing at it until it came off.
Oh, remember he has claws too, so it
Claws.
wasn't. Damn, he just.
Savage.
He killed him in Cullen's house.
And
how-
as
how-
for how long
How
Luna
long?
was able to tell that the head's had to have been
Fucking others go crazy.
off for was anywhere between 3 days to a week to 3 to 7 days. So within the past week, yeah.
Been
How
there
long
for a
has
while.
it been
was not recent.
since Lucian went to the house and saw?
Since level
A long
3.
time, like a-
Yeah, but
Since
in-
level 3.
In game time, how long has that been?
We are level
Wow,
7.
that's been
No, he was level 3, man.
I was
That
level
like a couple
3.
months ago.
Yeah,
Months
I
ago.
was
They
level
weren't dead-
3.
They weren't dead yet. A couple of months. They just died recently. So he
That's
probably
been-
was getting intel from them for like a long
couple of
time.
months or so, a few months.
Yeah.
He did. You know, I could already see it. Like this guy was gathering intel for like a month. So now he has his plot, whatever he's trying to do. He's not like an amateur. He knows what he's doing. He got
Right.
spells, preparations, and all
All
that.
right.
It's like
And
a
been-
Joker in a way.
Luna chimes
He's
up.
way over prepared.
Luna
Oh, yeah.
chimes up and she says, "So it's been maybe a week
I'm
since
still
the
here.
head was dead, and it is no question that ZUD ripped this man's head off.
Shit.
So
Well, we know
if
their
this
last
was
shout-out.
recent, and ZUD goes on a contract, who did we piss off recently?
Everyone.
But specifically, it has to be someone. It has to be
Specifically.
someone that knows a fact.
I know what Luna's saying. Okay, yeah.
No, I know.
Go
I know.
ahead,
I'm
yeah.
just Lucian's just being like
Oh,
She's connecting the dots.
clown.
I got her. I got her.
Lucian just being like a clown. He's like
He's
saying,
being a
you know,
clown.
saying
found
we
you
saw
leaving.
everyone.
The
Um,
writing is on the wall.
So I'm
Is it?
from what Luna's asking, I'm sure you guys want me to fill that in. It was definitely the only real enemy your characters had made was
Right.
Balabar Smenk.
Schmenk. I said that earlier.
Mm,
He's the one
The
with
actual leprechaun.
rich. He's rich.
Balabar
He said a
again.
leprechaun.
He's just short and fat.
and he's so it makes sense.
And he's high up.
It makes sense. Sophia says this after like Luna just spoke. I'm like,
I do
well,
want to use an evil leprechaun
the
at
only
some point.
the only
though.
thing that kind of connects here is that we all have in common. Cullen's group and our group is Balabar Smek. He hired them, and we destroy his plot and his influence in this
He took his anger out on them.
So he took out his anger on them, and now it's almost like he's trying to get
He
everybody
channeled
to
that
fall on
into
him.
hatred for us.
Yeah, so he's definitely our first suspect. And
Mm.
after we're done with our last question here, Lucian, you should lead us to like their location
Absolutely.
so we could further investigate.
So I guess the
Absolutely.
magic leaves its eyes and it goes back into his
No,
dead
you
state.
got
We got one
You
last
got one last
question.
question.
Oh, my fault.
Let Adler ask. Or Lucian. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, you got one more.
One more. I if you guys don't have one, I have one.
Just go for it.
Goes like, before you died, did your murderer utter any last words to you? Hey, maybe it incriminates Smek. Never know.
As if he needs more fucking incrimination.
Yeah.
Right.
He's already
need-
run from Daggerford.
You should have put a bullet in.
How about this? Because remember, like Cullen and his people, they're in the. Now this question would be too complicated, I think. Does he know the location of Balabar Smek? I mean, it's worth a shot.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Do you know in what city or town resides Balabar Smek?
Why would he know that? He was killed
He probably
because of the boogeyman.
I know, but he knows Balabar Smek. That was a former patron of his.
Like knowing who your patron is.
Yeah,
Kinda
like,
I get what you're trying to say. Like,
hey, maybe it was Cullen and his men that helped smuggle him out of there, Daggerford, and got him.
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like I see what Tony's saying. If I was like the head of like a criminal organization,
Why would I stay in one place?
why would I give like if I know the person who I'm with is like a rat or unreliable, why would I give them that intel, sensitive information, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
Maybe that's why he's trying to kill these rats, because they spoke.
Yeah, we got a free last question. We can do whatever we want with it. I just wanted to make it
whatever
worth
you guys
it.
want to ask.
No. I say let's ask that question. Maybe we're lucky we get something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free last question.
I know Adler would like to ask that question. I'm sure.
Yeah, I want to know where Smek is.
Honestly, if we could do like 3 birds with one stone with this session, we could solve this.
Go to the Laughing Hollow. Get the boogeyman.
Help tie up the loose ends that Adler's been freaking raving about all this damn time. Like that'd be crazy.
The real question is, when was the last time you saw Smek? Like, where was it?
Where
I get what you're saying, but if we say
both
that,
of them left town at the same, like they were out of town and Smek was out of town. I want to know if they linked up, where they linked up when they were both out of Daggerford. Because I think that Smek went back to Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm. That's where he was originally from, right? Waterdeep, Smek.
No, but that's where
got connections.
Filch was from. Filch was there in Waterdeep.
Filch was originally from Waterdeep, right?
Yes,
the necromancer.
And he paid for Filch to come here to Daggerford to do all those dirty deeds, and now Filch is. Well,
that's someone that we could track down. Also, Filch, he would know. They're good friends, Filch and Smek. I mean, that's like well, we're going to Waterdeep anyways. We're going to Waterdeep anyways, so it goes hand in hand. We'll be able to do the Ancient Worm shit in Waterdeep.
Lock in, everybody. It's gonna be a long night.
Everybody's gonna be in Waterdeep, so it looks like
I ain't gotta get up till like 8 in the morning. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, ask your question, guys, and then we go to the tenants.
So Rob looks at everyone after chiming in on what the last question should be. Rob says he looks at Ophelia and nods, turns his gaze back over to the to the head of Rastafan and he goes, "You will not resist. Where is the last time you've seen Balabar Svink?" Right? That was the question.
hmm
Did I word it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Very straightforward. No way you can misinterpret that.
Balabar. Bastard. Balabar. Balabar. Crap! It was a lie. It was all of it. Balabar. And then the spirit is gone.
We didn't
He's
get
pissed
shit
at
out of
Baltimore.
it.
He's pissed at Baltimore. That's for sure. He's
Yes,
involved.
that
He's
sound like
definitely involved.
yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Bitterness. My
Look,
dude
look,
was
we
tight,
don't know his
son.
location. We don't know his location, but he's super angry. So that right there,
Got a lot of resentment in there, bro.
yeah, something is going on there.
That was good, Lewis. That was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's pretty good.
So Adler goes, I told you guys, I told you from the beginning. From the beginning, the dirty dealings when we took his money and we went down there and we faced off against those silly priests and his men. And I told you he was dirty.
Yeah.
He was a rotting sore on the skin of Daggerford.
Yeah, well, good thing we got rid of that parasite. But
Roth
he definitely
says,
has, after what he did
oh.
here, though, definitely has one coming. Once we find out where he's at.
Roth's like countenance changes from like being superior and like, you know, commanding, and then kind of relaxes a bit and turns his attention over to Adela as he says that, and he says,
We could turn the skull into a Mimir now. Mimir.
Mimir. I never played, but I know exactly what you're talking about, which is crazy. So yeah, even Lewis should know. Yeah, he played it too.
The Mimir.
Mimir, bro. He goes, Balabar Smink. I knew his name would come up again. Adler, you know as well as I do. Even Sophelia. No one liked Balabar. He smelled. He stank. Seems like we will be seeing him again soon.
He definitely crossed the line this time. This is outright murder.
Why am I not surprised that he would murder his own? Then he spits on the floor. Then he picks up the head. And then he goes, "You poor soul. But you made your choice."
There's nothing poor about his soul. After all, he spent his time spending Balabar's money. He was plenty wealthy. And then Aladdin walks out.
On
The fun is dead in this room.
On his dead. He looks at the head and he goes, after he said, "You made your choice. You made your choice. Now, rest with them forever." Takes it. He probably balls it up into maybe a blanket that he has or a sack or a cloth. Takes it with him over to the Precision's order on like a little spin on words, like you made your bed, now lay in it. Like I was trying to do it, but like not be so on the nose. I feel like that would be so strange.
Does he put 2 coppers over the eyes and then wraps it?
You know what's crazy? What spell was that? There's a
Oh, the spell that
yo.
does that.
That's
It
the
does
thing.
put-
There's a
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I
Gentle
know it.
repose does that. Gentle repose is to it's salt and
Gentle
salt and
repose does that? Oh,
gentle
shit.
gentle repose is salt and 2 coppers for each eye.
That's
Um, I know exactly what you're talking about. I wanted to do something like that,
Yeah.
but I thought the River Styx doesn't
I
exist
see
in Faerun. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, it does.
What, the river Styx? Yes,
It does, right? Oh,
That's
okay,
in the,
okay.
that's in the outer
Okay. I only read
sa-
about it when we were doing Pathfinder stuff, so I was like, oh, this must
I
be a
mean-
Faerun thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even spells refer to the River Styx in
It's an-
Pathfinder a lot, but you don't
it's
get any of
a-
that in 3.5.
It's an interesting crossover because there's a not so there's a River Styx,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
But and the River Styx, it flows through all the lower planes. You know, it flows through the abyss, flows through. It's a transplanar river. Flows through all the lower
Mhm.
planes, right?
Mhm,
Flows through the nine hells and all that. I think there was a point where I got confused because I'm reading because things kind of got rearranged around with third edition. They kind of changed the multiverse somewhat, not heavily, but they made some significant changes with the multiverse in third edition. And with the nine hells, so Forgotten Realms, they're planar scholars. They do note that they do note that they are aware of the existence of the nine hells, and that's what they call it in Forgotten Realms. They talk about the river of blood, and I'm like
Mhm.
the river of blood. Now when you go to Planescape, there are two different rivers. The river of blood in Planescape is only in the first layer of hell, and it's literally fucking blood.
Mhm.
It's if you fall in that shit, you're swimming in blood. It's got they described it, it's rusty fucking taste in your mouth and fucking
Mhm.
it's also dangerous
Iron.
because it's also dangerous because I think there's like calcified iron like
Probably
in it, so
acidities.
you can get cut up on the
Disease,
bottom of the fucking blood river or some shit. You can
HIV,
get cut up. I know if you fall in it,
HIV.
you can take damage or some shit like that. I was like,
Yeah.
That's
I
a
never read
that
too
I was
much of
like,
the blood river,
that's
but
some hellish shit. But
Styx River is crazy too.
but in Forgotten Realms, the transplanar river, and if you fall in it, or even if you touch the waters, you completely lose. You
memory?
completely, yeah, all your memory's gone. You get
Oh, the
amnesia.
River Styx, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the River Styx does. So I'm reading and I'm like, why? I'm like, why are they saying the River of Blood does this? I'm like, that should be the River Styx. Anyway, basically,
They were just using the two interchangeably, or what?
yeah, they were using it interchangeably because they were having it where like each world has its own idea of how the multiverse is structured, which makes sense.
Mhm.
And each world has its own planar pathways. Um, while Planescape was, I'll describe it like this. Picture this. Each world, when they step out into each world has like their gods and their myths and their stories and their legends, and they have their beliefs of like the beyond, the afterlife, and how their universe and worlds have formed. And so they have that. And picture all of that as like a bubble.
Mm.
And because that's all the knowledge they have, when they do plane travel, they're plane traveling in that bubble of understanding. What they don't realize, and this is where Planescape comes into the picture, they don't realize is beyond that bubble is the
Other
whole
bubble.
is the whole truth, is the whole reality.
Oh, so you don't get to see things from your perspective, type of deal.
Yeah, it's like that. And
Mm.
Because if you look at the planar cosmology of Forgotten Realms, they have a diagram of it as if it was like a tree, as if it was a tree, and then there's different branches of the tree has these different, like Bane holes is the home of Bane and the home of other things, and they think that that is just one outer plane, and and Bane lives on it, and a couple other deities live on it, and that's it. But when you go to Planescape, you come to find out that yeah, Banehold is there, but Banehold is part of a much wider and bigger, more infinite
and other gods live there too.
plane,
So
and
those
there's other
Mm.
gods from other worlds and
little,
other
yeah.
fucking that live there
So
also.
what I
Um,
noticed in every Prime Material world is like
This
the religion.
Planescape cosmology.
Like the like the pantheon of the gods through their clerics, they spread like their version of the truth or the
hmm
truth of the
They
cosmos
got their own
to those
stories.
to those
Mm.
inhabitants of those of that planet. So basically, that pantheon. Remember, most deities they're like selfish,
This-
even the good ones. So
So it makes
if
some
there's only
gods.
if there's only 12 deities like in the world, everything's gonna revolve around them 12
Mm-hmm.
in that way.
Yeah, they're gods.
As far as
That's
other gods, they don't exist. They don't want to lose influence to a fourth
right.
deity. As far as they're
Right.
concerned, that's blasphemy, right?
Right.
Yeah, or
Nah,
Some
heresy.
worlds now,
Heretical, yeah.
that's straight beef.
some worlds,
Straight beef. That's
some worlds have their own outer planes, their own separate outer planes from the wider, bigger part. Prime example, Dragonlance, the world of Krynn. They only got two outer planes. They got the Abyss
And the gray. It's like
and
the
Mm.
superior plane, I think.
what's
Right?
the upper plane one called? Oh yeah, there's a gray. That's right. I think there was.
They
I think
got the
it's
gray astral plane and also let me see, the abyss definitely, but they don't have like
yeah.
9 hells. It's only like the
No, no, they
abyss.
don't. It's just the abyss.
Yeah,
Like everything
it's just
evil
the
and lower
yeah.
planar and hellish,
It's
it's
either
just the
evil.
abyss.
It's
And it's
either
not the
the
same, and
abyss.
it's not even the same abyss as the one we're all familiar with.
Right, right.
It's its own lower plane specifically for Dragonlance,
Yeah.
specifically for the world of Krynn and their believers. It is not the same abyss as like the real D&D abyss, which is bigger
Right.
and more accommodating of several different fucking worlds, fucking beliefs and stuff.
Mm.
But Dragonlance
There
has their
and
own.
there
Krynn has their own shit. Eberron has their own. Eberron has its own cosmology
the god
inside.
of magic live in the moon. That's the thing. The god of magic, they're not even like in the celestial plane. They're like actually literally like in the moon. Like
Yeah,
Nutiari,
yeah. Some of the deities
Lunitari.
are like in the
They're like
material
actually
plane of
the moon
Krynn.
is
They're
literal
not
main.
even like
Yeah.
on their own plane.
They're not even in their
Um.
own plane, right?
So yeah, I
Wow.
mean, and then like the craziest one that I'm
Look,
aware
I'm
of
sorry.
as of the craziest
I'm
one
sorry.
that I'm aware of as of recently. Um. And I learned this from 5th edition lore because there is some 5th edition lore that works and explains things that weren't explained in 3rd edition, but it worked. It works the way they explained it. With Eberron, if you were to keep Eberron in the as part of the larger, much larger D&D multiverse, apparently the three overgods of Eberron, what they did was they created their own mini multiverse, and it's got its own outer planes, got its own inner planes, it's got its own ethereal plane, and then you got the world, the material plane of Eberron mixed, as the center of all that. And
Mm.
all of this, these three dragon overgods fucking created, and they have it. They have that like the cosmology of Eberron is located, I think, in the deep ethereal plane.
Mm.
And these three overgods, they take great pains to like separate their cosmology from the bigger D&D cosmology. um I mean at that point it's like an omniverse, really. Um but yeah, so there's it's very very hard to get a connection between like to try and get to Eberron. And vice versa.
Mm.
It can happen. It's just extremely rare. Um
Damn, my brain's
and
fucking
right.
cracking.
And like the other thing that these dragon overgods did was when they populated their multiverse, they used they used a lot of the beings from the bigger D&D universe. So like Eberron has devils and demons, but the origin of those devils and demons and what they do in the Eberron cosmology is nothing like the D&D cosmology. The D&D one, or I should say like the core D&D multiverse, because it's all D&D, Eberron and Ravenloft and all of that.
Mm.
Everybody knows that the demons and the devils are in a blood war. But when you go to Eberron's cosmology, demons and devils, they don't got no blood war going on. You ask them about it, they don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like what? No,
So
we haven't been fighting for eons against each other. The fuck you talking?
right.
So
A world within a world. That's some Rick and Morty shit.
it is. It really is. And it's
It's like God made you to power his car.
it used to be simpler than that. I mean, second edition made it pretty simple, but then I think what happened was when third edition and then fourth and fifth, but like I think what happened was they were like they didn't want too much uniformity. Like they didn't want each setting to be too
Similar?
um too similar in everything, you know?
As you would expect, if you're talking about
Yeah.
branches of like of a world, right?
They
Like
wanted these worlds to like
timelines and stuff.
be part of the D&D multiverse, but also have their own unique multiverse as well. In case a DM didn't want to have anything to do with it, at least they had their own multiverse for the setting. So I think what happened was they ended up creating sort of like a pretty much like an omniverse when it came to like third and fourth and fifth edition.
Sounds like Marvel.
So that's where it's at now.
Free room 777.
And apparently they did explain away the changes, which I didn't know because I heard of the adventure, but I never really looked into it until I'm reading shit and someone's like, "Yeah, the reason why third edition multiverse is different is because Vecna did it." I'm like, "What?"
Vecna.
Yeah, and Vecna in the book called Die Vecna Die, there's an adventure, and in the adventure, fucking he
Can I suggest when we walk up on this house, we don't
he
just
he
walk
caused
up
a
on it?
he caused a rearrangement of the entire multiverse because he tried to kill the
Like
Lady
there's
of
not a
Pain.
motherfucker.
My man.
But yeah,
My man with the lore.
which I didn't know. No,
Okay.
for the longest, I didn't know. I'm like, man, how do you fix this continuity? Because it's obviously this is continuity error. And then somebody mentioned, oh yeah, well, the third edition multiverse is the way it is because of Vecna. I was like, what? What?
It's like you mentioned in another session. I was looking at the audio. Vecna is Dr. Doom. This dude.
Yeah.
He has so much
Oh, a lot of people are
Yeah.
saying that.
entire
Yeah.
game.
Well, now in fifth edition, they're fully embracing the whole multiverse thing with like everything else, apparently.
It's cool now.
All right,
Cool now, that's
it's
all.
the
Cross it
trend.
all over, baby. Cross it all over. Mix it all up.
It's the trend. And
Give yourself some more. Give yourself a billion storylines. Why not? A billion terrible storylines.
but yeah. So that's the whole thing with whoever this conversation had started.
I have no clue.
Yeah. I don't know. We went into the darkness. We went into the abyss.
No. It started because Styx.
Yeah.
Styx.
Oh, River Styx. Yeah, damn.
River
Yeah.
Styx and
Yeah.
the River of Blood.
That was like
So
45 minutes ago.
there is a
There's
river.
17
There is
gods.
a
It was
River
22
Styx.
minutes ago.
It was that was about 17 gods ago. 17 gods,
ago.
about 6 or 7 different planes of existence.
Real.
Maybe
We
got
already
me
died,
got me
transcended to a
talking
different
like a
state of being. Humanity reached peak.
Right.
got me talking like a planar scholar.
All right. You
There-
are essentially.
Yeah, there is a River Styx, but
What
Roth
year
would
you
know
were
it.
during
Roth
the
would
good
know it as the River of Blood.
Okay.
Roth.
I have to
River
look
Blood.
into that because I have to see what's different, what's the same.
Remember that's Elden Ring? That's
It's
name
the
of sword.
same.
The
It's
River
the
of
same.
Blood.
It's just a
Yeah.
different name.
They
Okay.
have a
It's
sword
just a
with that
different name.
River of Blood.
Mm.
You gotta think of this. Everything in the D&D multiverse is gonna
Death
have
God.
is gonna have thousands of names,
Right.
but there's always gonna be that one that's the most common. And the river, for the river Styx, you could go in a different world and it's not called the river Styx. It could be called the Leaf River or something weird like that. But essentially, it's the same fucking river.
Olorin. It's the Olorin.
I think
What's
I have
that?
seen it called. I think I have seen it called that also.
The Lithe River?
Yeah, I think. I remember seeing that name, and it was alluding it to being the River of Styx. I could be wrong. I remember seeing
No, you're
something
right.
like that, but yeah.
You're right. It's just
Oh, for
spelled
real?
differently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that. It's that.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it. I was like, but
The River of Forgetfulness. Damn.
Mm.
All right, so yeah, he prepares it to take it to the physician's order, and I guess that's when he does all his things. I'm glad we checked these things off our list. Now we have a little more closure, more security about what's going on. We still have a crazy leprechaun, crazy clown killer, like in
thought of a
that on our
leprechaun?
backs. But I don't
Mhm.
know why I'm going with leprechaun, but he's a leprechaun now. I don't know why.
Nah, doesn't know.
You gonna piss off the real
He's definitely
leprechauns.
right.
He's some
Nah,
fey, magical
he's
fey
definitely
killer, bro. Like murder
def,
clown
nah,
from outer
son.
space. Like this.
That nigga
Like,
from
we are
And
not.
we gotta get that picture of oh boy.
mm-hmm. So he'll take his head, and he'll take the other head of the one that's in the streets if we passed it and it's still there. Probably not. And he'll take it to the physician's order, and he'll be like,
Forgot his name.
Boogeyman.
I haven't.
Vito D.
Here's a Pennywise.
Lord Vito D, aka the Boogeyman.
Oh, there's more than one.
Oh,
More than one.
Boogeymen.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Boogeymen are not. Yeah, Boogeymen. They're
The
not.
Boogeymen.
They're not a
It's a
unique
whole
figure.
arm.
There's
It's a whole
different.
R&B group.
There's different
Oh, that's
ones.
the name of. Oh, that's an actual race. That's what the race.
It's a
is
Yeah,
type.
called?
It's a
Luna
type of fake
explained
creature.
that.
Yeah.
I thought
They're,
it was
they're a
like.
creature.
I thought
No,
it
it's
was
not
like
just
a
one.
thing.
Like
There are
evil
100.
fae.
There are
Oh, it's like
100.
like
The
a
Boogeyman.
hack. Or,
Evil fae turned into boogeymen.
got it.
Yeah, it was confusing for me too.
Well, that's one of the stories of their origin. That's one story. Is that they're corrupted fae that have transformed into a boogeyman. The other acceptable story is that they are actually supernatural manifestations of society's willingness to do itself harm, which
Yeah.
would also make sense for Daggerford. So either way, the origin of this guy doesn't matter.
However you want to slice it. However you want to.
Helen's place.
So we good? We have everything we need. We can head out to Laughing
No.
Hollow.
Are we gonna
I
laugh
need
at
my
Hollow?
gun.
Let's go.
So your gun appears in the middle of the night somewhere, and then we can.
Yeah, I guess.
I get my
What does he
third level
put?
spell back.
He comes in here and puts it under my pillow. I guess like the
praying for
Tooth
rain.
Fairy.
Let
We're
me
not going
grab
to
my
Tenement.
spells.
We're not going to Tenement?
which shows you that he was able to get past the locked doors
Mm-hmm.
and stealth in there and put it in there and leave completely undetected.
Yeah, so without getting
We are in trouble. I'm just-
Completely
we gotta catch.
undetected, as if he's showing off how stealthy he can really be, and
He could take us out and no one
and
would
you
know.
and your place, and he could have coup de grace
Relax,
everybody.
bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm,
violating people. So
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, it just did. Put that shit under my pillow like the Tooth Fairy, bro.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Put that
Lewis,
shit under the pillow like
Lewis,
the
can I ask you
Tooth
a real
Fairy.
question? Is this the first time that we encountered the boogeyman?
Nah,
You guys keep saying
I ran in
You mean
The
I'm only
first time?
asking because
Boogeyman.
I really specifically remember an encounter underground around Balor Sank's men when people was hearing their name being called. Was that the boogeyman back then? All the way back then, I think? Remember, he was like, "Oh, this person's calling Adler. Oh, this person's calling this person." We were like, "Who the fuck is calling him?" He's like, "You hear a voice." But I don't think we ever got to whatever whoever the voice was. Was that the boogeyman back then? Was that the boogeyman back then? My nigga? Like, what's...
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was the stupid falco looking creatures, the Kurans, whatever the hell they were.
Oh,
Hmm.
the undead monsters.
Yeah,
Oh,
the dead creature.
I'm like,
Falco.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay.
They have
He was
Yeah,
about to.
I'm
say,
like,
yeah.
I'm like,
Listen,
damn,
yeah,
did I
listen.
foreshadow that shit that far back?
That's so godlike, bro.
I'm not even aware of my own shit. It was like I
In
went
too
into it.
deep.
Right, it was like I was asleep and I woke in this trance and I was just like,
They have mimicry. That's what it was.
He said, "All right, now
my
I can be surprised on my own shit." my man going to a trance and draw up a session and go back so he can have just as much fun as everybody else. Piece of shit.
Adler told us
I did that.
and
I
Adler was
did
like,
that.
I'm somebody's old lady. I'm gonna keep somebody. And then
my subconscious was like, I'm gonna surprise the DM too.
and then
Wake
somebody
up in the middle of the night. You got mad D&D fucking papers everywhere. Like, who did this? Who did this?
Who wrote this?
You got an alter ego out here trying to
Right.
create the greatest campaign ever told, bro.
Some fucking Mr. Robot shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. D. Oh shit! Imagine, bro. Imagine. All right.
Yeah. It'll be so your journey to the Laughing Hollow will be going along the
Anyway. Yep.
I believe what's the name? There is a name. What is the name of that trail? The Limbire route.
Can what's her name? Can Luna check if it's cursed? If he cursed that shit?
She can cast detect magic, yeah.
Alright.
So she does
Guess if
detect
it's-
magic on it, and she senses she senses the same aura that it's always had. She doesn't detect anything unusual about it so far.
Do you want us to prepare our spells or no?
Although she does warn that the Fae are tricky beings.
They're here to stay and here to play.
So
Lucia.
it's possible something may have been done, but
They're from the fifth dimension.
As we're going, Luna, like any
dimension.
sort of
What's wrong with you?
That's true.
as we go, Luna's
Right.
any sort of excitement or it's just gone, completely gone. Like there's no
Getting cold feet, huh?
joy. It's not cold feet. She's just very serious about this trip.
Well, Roth is high sense motive. Naturally, he would be, he'd be every now and then looking over at you. In fact, you're probably leading the way, right? So
Yeah.
you would be up there with him.
Mm-hmm. You do sense a sense of fear.
Yeah, I guess you'd be up there with him. Man, that's kind of sounds dangerous. You probably tell him where to go from 30 feet back.
No, she's up front. No, she's up
Oh,
front.
okay. All right. Yeah, if we're on foot,
How far away?
you're up there with him, and then he says to you, Luna, something wrong? You seem tense.
Yes, tense would be the easy way to put it.
You're
I
going
haven't been
home.
back to this place in years, and now I'm told that I need to come back here for information that I need. as I've been told. So it's a little unnerving. She kind of like gives like a weak smile. She goes, but don't worry. I can still hold my own. Just yeah, I can still hold my own.
You've mentioned every now and then where you came from was very dangerous. Well, you say we need to go back. We go with you. You will be
Honest.
safe. It will be not like how it was before. Hopefully that is something you can take comfort in.
She looks at Rob and she goes, that is the nicest thing you have ever said to me.
Have I really been so... What's the word for when someone is like not paying attention?
Nonchalant?
Oblivious.
Yes, like have I been that
Yeah.
oblivious to your needs, sensitivities? I feel like there's a word for that. Forgive me. Sometimes when it comes to others, I tend to forget the flurry of emotions, concerns most people carry with them day to day.
I didn't really peg you as an emotional guy, so I never really thought about it. You're pretty what is the term I want to use? Level-headed. Yeah, level-headed. Seems like you always have a sense of justice of what you want, and honestly, it's something I admire because I wish I could have that sort of vindication.
See what you did there. I think it's like
Right.
You ain't fooling us.
Yeah, so cut to like a freaking like intro of the Vindicators, bro. Like some Usopp Soga King shit. Ding, 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 yo.
You just see Claudius come out of a fucking plane of existence. Just...
Right.
Luna, I've heard of your magic.
That's the trigger, bro. That's the cutscene trigger word, bro.
Yeah, man,
All right,
style of
so
Okay.
all right. So,
Claudius and Metzoar. You see Claudius and Metzoar just talking it up at the inn. And all of a sudden Claudius sneezes. Metzoar's like, "You catching a cold?" Claudius is like, "Oh,
yeah,
I don't know what that was."
that's so dope, bro. Yeah, I wish we could make that canon, bro. I would love that. I'd be so goblin. All right, so
we're talking about it. We like somebody's talking about it. Nah, just
a
kidding.
whole different
actually they're
realm.
pretty high level, so I wouldn't be surprised if they probably like had some sort of like permanent spell like the Chosen do, where like they could hear like the next like 8 words or something.
There's 9
after
words,
you say their
right?
name.
that sounds crazy. That's some
It is.
deity
Yeah,
power, bro.
Megan
What?
War Chosen, they all
You're
could
like
do that.
Lady
You say their
Illustrial
name,
Silverhand, and they're like, "What's the next 9 words after that?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear it. It's crazy.
That bitch owes
Yo,
me
people
money.
talk about it? Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit.
Yes. Time to head out. Put on disguise. I'm not paying that nigga. Anyway, so Roth goes
Milt's a punk bitch. Milt's like, what? Fuck said that.
who said that? It was It was mm. You also grace me with kind words, Luna. I must admit, for me, no. Perhaps you might interest you. Perhaps I might interest you in. And you see him hold up his sacred text of Kalembo. He's like, perhaps you might want to learn a little bit about Kalembor, what he can do for your soul, the peace and level-headedness, as you say, that I carry with me.
Oh, that sounds pleasant.
Most of it comes from my belief, faith.
I believe I have enough deities that are after my sanctity, so I'll have to politely decline. But I thank you for the offer.
Yeah, I understand. It's not for everyone. But should the time arise,
They are trying to convert her on some bullshit. That's crazy.
and he puts it back, stows it back on his it's probably hanging from a chain, just drops it, hangs back to
That's
his
how I
side.
assumed it was.
Hmm?
That's how I assumed it was. Just like on your belt buckle or something. Like
Right, just hanging off like a chain. It's kind of like a running gag for him now. I feel like trying to always like give someone the good gospel, but he knows it's gonna turn him down, but he does it anyway. I don't know why. I feel like that's just been like the thing. But
as we're going, Luna turns to the group. She goes, when we get there, let me take the lead on this. This is very serious. That includes you, Sophelia. I want to handle this mostly on my own.
I understand, but don't you think it's wise to have a bodyguard with you just in case someone might attempt something or something? I'll cover my ears and I'll close my eyes. I just don't feel it. Well, we'll check around the house. I mean, if there's nothing outside, we'll definitely give you your privacy. Of course, you can count on me, sis. I'll give you your time.
If I've learned anything lately is that I have too many bodyguards and just want to.
Yeah. She's on her guard. You know, she tends to be very protective, but at the same time, she understands that you need your space too.
The way you began that sentence reminded me of the way my mother used to begin sentences sometimes. Whenever we went out, she would go, "Now, when we get there, don't ask for anything, don't touch anything." Surely those rules don't apply now, though, do they, Luna?
Adela, I would really hope that you, just for this one time, leave things as they may. If you can
Roth looks
promise
over his
that.
shoulder as he's walking forward, trying to see how Adler responds to that.
He puts his hands like behind his back and he just whistles and looks up at his surroundings. And he leaves it at that.
Roth faces forward again, investigates surroundings. I guess he's doing survival and shit.
Survival too. That's great.
Remind me again, Luna. What is it you hope to find?
Answers regarding my mother. And I don't think I've ever explained this, but there is an entity calling out to me. Remember of the creature that attacked me in the streets? Well,
The one with the fog, right?
yeah. Well, it's coming after me apparently, and I need answers. Why, how, and how to stop it. And apparently leads back to home.
In my line of work, somehow the past always finds its way to the present, haunting us till we answer its call. We all must
People-
face this at one point or another. Now it's your turn, it seems.
People at my age would, pick up a trade or, maybe work in a nursery, whatever. Me? I have entities after me.
Spirits, ghosts, even. It's more common than you think.
Sometimes I wish it was simpler.
Simple is boring. Always has been.
Roth turns back around again. This time, for some reason, he's grinning.
Boring? If anything, I want my life to stop being interesting. I just want. I don't know.
Surely you're not saying you wish you weren't born with the strength that you wield.
You could see there's a her eyes start to water up, and she shakes her head kind of aggressively. Her hair's flailing. I don't know what I want. I don't know what's best. I don't know whether I want this power, if I want. Sometimes it feels that I am proud of myself and I'm able to, I have the ability to, what do I like to call it? Alter fate. But at what cost, At what cost?
I'd say a minimal cost. The cost is just your own suffering. But the trade-off is you suffer so that so many others don't have to. And everyone has to suffer. And the bright side is there's a dark place where you could always go and hand your suffering over to. She'd gladly swallow it for you. So it's not like you have to bear it alone.
That's unpause. we want that. Wait a second. Hold up.
Luna, she looks at Adelar and she goes, "What are you talking about? Who are you talking about?"
Oh, wait, what? Wait a minute. I feel like he's talking about the Saloon's twin.
And her heart drops. Are you telling me what I think I'm hearing?
All I'm
Wait,
saying,
do I know this in character?
I guess if you roll a knowledge religion check,
I
you
feel like
would.
I'm not gonna roll because I'm probably going to pass that. I just feel like,
Right.
is there? And did you ever bring up Shar before? I feel like you did though, but it's so
No.
much.
You
Never.
did. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then I'll have to roll my religion check. Hold up. I don't wanna meta.
Adelar's response is too vague for her to roll a religion check.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Um,
I guess you don't.
you know what's funny? It's always religion checks that I roll. So it's like, bro, you supposed to know that though. It's like rolling
For
low
real,
on a
you're the
planet check for
inquisitor.
you. It's so weird, bro. I don't know why it's like that for Rob.
The
He be getting
inquisitor.
body when it comes to his own shit.
The Adler
Um,
shrugs and he goes, "All I'm saying is that
Yeah, so he's siding
we
on
all
that.
have to suffer, and luckily for you, you don't have to suffer alone. Take it from me, it's way worse that way. I spent a good, was it 15 years? Or was it 15 hours? Either way, it was a long time that I spent suffering alone. It's much more fun suffering with you guys.
One hell of a way to put it. I would rather not be alone.
So there you have it. And things are a lot more complex with us around, right? If we weren't here, it would be simple, but you'd be suffering by yourself. And what kind of life is that? Now that we're here, it's more complex, but you don't have to suffer alone. So there's the beauty in complexity.
She kind of like focuses on Lucian, on Adelar, and she goes, "Where were you when I was younger?" No offense, Sophelia.
His mouth, none taken.
To have someone that understands being alone and not accepted is definitely something I could have used growing up, so I didn't feel so alone, you know?
Well, it's a good thing that time is an illusion. And that way, you know, when I tell you that better late than never, it has a better meaning for you.
Time
Suffer
is an
down.
illusion. It's not something. Hey, why do you say that?
Why do I say that time is an illusion?
Yeah, I was about to use out of character shit, but I'm like, you know, does Rob actually? I mean, I've probably never heard that phrase before. Explain that.
I say that time is an illusion because when I was last here, I was 15. And when I came back, as I stand before you now, I still feel as if I am 15. But I'm not. When I look into the reflection of any water or any kind of shiny surface, I see that time has moved on without me. My place, Daggerford, has moved on without me. Deaths have occurred. I've lost things, important things, gone that I'll never get back. Taken by what I thought was real, time. But while I was away, I realized that there are things about this reality that allows you to not be here if you don't want to be. You could be anywhere in time that you choose to be if you could just understand. If you could expand your mind, I could take myself back to exactly where I was before I left, and it could be just as vivid as when I was there. Memories bridge time. Memories make time an illusion. Your perception is all you truly have. If I woke up yesterday, or if I wake up today, if I wake up tomorrow, It's really what I think that really anchors me to a place in time. Sometimes I wake up and I don't know when I am, or where I am, or who I am. And it takes some time, ironically, for me to anchor that, to get a frame of reference so that can be understood. But before that happens, time is irrelevant because I don't have any perception of it.
Mm.
If I were to take that log over there, pick it up, and crash it over your head, Roth, when you wake up, time has still passed. But for you, time stood still until, well, you regained your frame of reference. But we all have like different perceptions. So we're all perceiving time differently. So that means time isn't really real if it's not static, if it's not perceived by everyone at the same time, at the same rate. If it could be so finicky that it could slip through your fingers so quickly, if time is that ephemeral, then it's not real. It's an illusion. We all have different perceptions, so we all have different times.
So if you work here since you were 15, does that technically make me older than you?
Well, I suppose if you wanted to look at it that way, I would say we would be the same age.
That would explain how we get along so well.
Roth pulls up a hand and he goes, because like you guys continue talking, he wants to like talk again about what you made him ponder about, and he just says, I hope we can revisit that. We can revisit that topic later. You've given me a lot to think about. No, today you have been quite. Man, what's the word for someone who's being very. Not astute, but that's what keeps coming up in my head. Not even that. Basically, he says,
Insightful?
yeah, insightful. Quite insightful today. Lucid, even. In your thoughts. Once, something that. Not Owen for one. I misspeak. But once again, rather, you have given me much to dwell on about time. For me, one's life seems to be a collection of decisions made over a period of time. That being what is judged the crystal spot.
And it goes, this is one epic way of bonding while trying to figure out the information of my dead mom. Who would have thought that this would turn out this way? You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. It's uplifting. I don't feel alone right now.
Roth,
Reminds me, do you have a grave for your mom?
No. I don't know where she is. I don't know where she died. That's what I'm trying to figure out today. 'Cause I don't know anything. To be frank. Someone just randomly decided to drop some information on me. Told me I need to come here.
You see, Roth was gonna like continue speaking, but after Luna chimed in, he kind of lets the conversation trail off and into back to Luna because he realizes once again it's Luna's turn, Luna's time, right? So he goes after you mention her grave, he says, if we do find her body, how would you feel if, well, like last night?
Besides the overwhelming amount of sadness and crying, I would ask you to do Speak with Dead. I have questions. And damn it, I'm going to get something today.
Is that what we're doing? That's what we're
Yes.
doing. I hope so. That means when we get back from this, we could go to my own father's grave, and then you could do that on him, and then I could ask him. Because I'm betting it was Smank.
Roth, at this point, now Roth realizes that
He should have shown us that he could do that.
well, because now in his head he's like, motherfucker's trying to dig up corpses? Like, am I a grave digger now? like, and then abuse happens. Like, that's like his brain is like glitch is fucking crashing right now, bro.
Doesn't that mean that you could ask Twin Daggerford who killed him too?
Oh shit, bro. Roth goes, well, he's like stumbling over his words and stuff. And when you start talking about doing stuff like that, he's like, this is very powerful magic. One that must be used correctly, lest I anger my deity.
Oh.
Desecrating the dead after they have already been given their proper burial.
I think that's the
It
thing.
would be unbecoming, Calambrite, to abuse such power for their own or others' gain.
Well, I've used.
I was offering under the assumption if we find a corpse before it is buried.
Well, I've used necromantic magic to create a spirit elk at this point in time, so someone somewhere is very upset with me. What's one more, right?
Oh wait, didn't we deal with the?
No, we did not.
That's on
He
the list of
said,
things to deal with.
Yo,
People
okay,
getting-
yo, we got
people-
mad shit to do. These
people-
side quests are crazy.
People out there getting harassed and fucking attacked
shit
by
get
some
le-
random ass ghost elk. They're like, I'm not coming through this area again. Fuck this shit.
That shit might got levels now.
After
Got
Adler
levels.
clears up, after Roth clears up that he can't do it on bodies that have already been
The fighter elk.
It's not that he can't, he won't.
Well, after he says that,
Which is why he framed it the way he did, because he knows last time he explained to Adler that what the differences and the nuances is of between like what's desecration and what's like
Right.
Adler actually reacted pretty poorly as far as you concerned. So that was not that was not a road he wanted to take. But he did his best once again because now he out there. So
So after he says that, Adler looks over at Pale Lady, and then you see Pale Lady's like bulbous, like the bulbous like jellyfish type head turn and like face Adler, and it looks like they're sharing some sort of telepathic communication, and then both heads nod, and then that's it. And then she goes back to like flying and kind of just looking around in the air.
Funny.
Roth's eyes like narrow and then looks up. And then her tentacles or whatever trailing behind her as she's going from
Yeah, basically up
and
there doing survival.
right. And then he gives you one last look and he's like, don't take this the wrong way. I am willing to offer you whatever I can to give you any amount of peace. But the end does not justify the means for me. And there is a way to do things.
When you say that, you can see Onyx kind of take a glance at Luna, and she looks at him, and you can see a very disgruntled face on her, and then she goes, "So you're right. I got a little ahead of myself. So if we find her grave, we will leave it be. Because some people have logic and morals."
Adler just smiles, and then he says, "I think I understand now. Pale Lady explained a lot to me. For some people, their perceptions of what they could do and what they can't do, in order for them to be comfortable, they place barriers up. And that's the way that they have to function as a precursor to their own life. It's how they choose to live. All life forms are different. That's something I just have to accept. It's hard for me to accept in the beginning because I guess I think that all life forms should live like me. If they did, they'd probably be more free. And maybe that's something I want for the life forms I care about the most, my friends. But you're not me. There's only one me. And so you can live your life the way you choose, and I can live my life the way I choose, with a lot less boundaries, a lot less barriers. I respect it. I won't do it, but I respect it.
See what we find, guys.
Thank you, Adler.
Couldn't choose a better group to go with me. And I mean that genuinely.
Yeah, he lets like he says that and then his his next step tensions like looking more not more serious, just more like what's serene? I don't know, but has like more of like he's just it almost feels like his like he understands you better. Like there's more of like a little bonding, little serotonin came out. I don't know. I don't know. He's feeling good right now, man. He's feeling good right now. You know what I mean? But he's like now he's just like he's like he's chilling now. You know what I mean? Like he's chilling. I don't know the way to explain it. Anybody else have anything else to add to that? To that
Nope.
whole?
Let's
Okay.
move forward.
Okay.
Move forward, you do, on the 23rd day of Alient in the year 1374, the reckoning, the year of
Pretty
lightning
good, guys. That was pretty good.
storms. Going to be a 2-day journey for your characters to reach the edges of what is known as the Laughing Hollow. About halfway there, your characters pass by as they walk upon a trail near the northern banks of the river the Limbayer. A wooden sign, one that points south closer to the river, that reads Black Helm Tower. And the other part of the sign pointing further to the east, reading Laughing Hollow. For anyone interested in Black Helm Tower, you are free to roll knowledge local checks or nobility checks.
Alec crosses his arms. He goes, So underneath that mask, underneath that helmet, Helm is black. Does that mean that Helm is Turnish?
He's like, hold on.
Ooh.
Somebody's distracted.
Somebody doesn't recall. So yeah. You just look at you've heard the name once, but you never found much. Well, that's your nobility check.
Do I have local? No.
Local can help learn other types of information for it. I'm having 2 skill checks because one, both will give you information, but different in different aspects. Like a local check will give you what the locals will know about it, and a nobility check will give you like more details on like what its relation is to nobility, because there is a relation to nobility for it. You got a 15, a 17. What's that? Your local?
No, it's nobility.
Oh, it's your nobility.
Yeah.
I forgot you had a rank in that. Okay. Okay. So from Sophilia
She
and
knows her coat of
Lucian.
arms.
Right.
That's what
We in
Black
the
Helm.
military. We know the
you in the military. We know that combat patch. Man.
we're in the militia.
With the knowledge, with the lore check and the knowledge local, the 2 of you are aware of Black Helm Tower being the home of a figure known as Black Visor.
Throw that out, please.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, thanks.
who is known to be one of the High Heralds of an organization known as the Heralds of Faerun. The tower is about a day's ride to the north and east of Daggerford, just north of the Dillenbyre River. The Herald.
The Heralds of Faerun is the group the Blackfire is a part of.
Yes. As for the nobility check,
The nobility check was for a what was it? Was it like a banner or something?
no, it was to see what it was to recall information about Blackhelm Towers association when it comes with the concerning the nobility.
Blackhelm Tower.
Concerning the nobility. Okay. The High Heralds, or better simply known as the Heralds, is a quasi-independent group of historians and heraldists that take on the responsibility of recording, preserving, and policing the coats of arms, flags, standards, shields, badges, mottos, symbols, and sigils of the nobility of all of Faerun. Quite a daunting task. They are the foremost authority on courtly courtesy, inheritance, precedence, genealogy, the correct armature, and general history. They have great impartiality and neutrality that has earned them the respect of nearly every nation, kingdom, city, state, mercenary company, clan, and tribe in all of civilized Faerun.
Very impressive.
All right.
And yeah,
They had the
so this tower is the home of
they're like
basically
Sweden.
one of the leaders of this organization.
The Swiss.
Oh shit.
Blackhelm Tower, right?
Yeah. He is one of the High Heralds, and they are the a group of they are the leaders of the Heralds of Faerun. So yeah.
Okay.
We're going east.
So as you continue past the sign and on your way to the Laughing Hollow, it is the day after that you finish your second day, and you can start to make out. Well, you've long made out in the distance Mount Illifarn, which is to the north of the Laughing Hollow, right along the borders of right along the northern borders of the Laughing Hollow. And Mount Illifarn is at the very southern end of the Forlorn Hills. It's a relatively tall peak that overlooks the Laughing Hollow below. That peak is actually no, I should be having knowledge checks for that.
When
I
knowledge
will.
check.
I will allow either geography or history.
I ain't got none of that.
Yeah,
Sorry?
same here.
God.
No, either. That's crazy, son. I got knowledge local. Man, my knowledge checks suck.
It's your
It's insane.
history.
We're not within the
Spoiled by
borders of-
Quindamere, son.
We're not within the borders of
That
Facts.
Luna's that's Luna's history, right?
Tuesday, boys. Got the money and the knowledge.
Oh, Luna got plus
Uh,
15 in history.
oh,
Shit.
yeah,
It's something
Luna's
stupid with
Luna's not-
rerolls.
Luna, and
Like, what you know about that? What you know about that? I know all about
Lucian
that. That's all on
knows.
Tuesday.
Lucian knows that this mountain, in its past used to be the central location of an old dwarven kingdom known as Darda.
Darda.
But the last vestiges of that kingdom had
Oh, it's
faded
supposed to be
had
60.
faded away just over a century ago.
Mm.
As with most dwarven homes and strongholds, it's always been a tragic history with the dwarves.
They always dig too deep.
That
Literally.
their homes are with their homes constantly being undermined and attacked and succumbing to the monstrous hordes from both above and below.
Who's greedy, son?
With Luna, who knows a lot more, Mount
Hell yeah.
Illitharn is she's aware
Gotta
that
get
Mount
everything.
Illitharn is named in honor of the last Council of Illitharn that was held upon its southern slopes, and it marks the formal dissolution of that realm. It has played host to the Council of Axe and Arrow, where the various goodly races, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, and humans, had come together in the face of unending attacks by humanoid hordes from both the north and from the high moor. Getting some Lord of the Rings type shit going on.
So when Luna gets
My
when she's
favorite.
nervous, she starts just spouting unnecessary lore and
Lore?
history.
Like,
You can tell, like Sophia would know when she gets uncomfortable, she just starts spouting stuff.
damn, is that true? She always been like that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Her knowledge checks are fucking
Yeah.
a lot. She has high knowledge checks.
I feel like, okay. Okay, all right, Luna, see.
But she he knows that
Yeah.
there are stories of abandoned dwarf holds beneath the mountain.
There's treasure down there.
Damn.
and of a famous dwarf hold known as Rune Darda.
Oh, is this where we get our 60K fucking horde? Out there, bro. Thursday about to get paid, son.
Rune Dardoth was a dwarf hold that served as
He says
Dardoth's royal
305 GP.
The kingdom of Dardoth was once part of the wider. The realm of Dardoth was once part of the wider kingdom of Illitharn, a dwarven kingdom that had risen thousands of years ago.
Mm. Damn it. Did they dig up a Balrog?
He recalls that in the year 523, when there was a rising power of orc hordes in the north, it led to the calling of the Council of Axe and Arrow on the slopes of Mount Illitharn, where the humans of Vilimbyron, the dwarves of Dardoth, the dwarves of Hunabar, the elves of Ardeep Forest, the gnomes of Dolblund, and the displaced halflings from Meriton had all collectively founded the tri-crowned Kingdom of Phalorn, the realm of three crowns.
Kingdom of Phalorn? I heard something crazy. That's what I heard. Stay long in the game. Let's go, son.
The last thing that had happened,
That's what's cheesy.
the last thing that had happened
That record's great.
with concerning Mount Ilafon was over 150 over 140 years ago, where the largest orc horde in history had amassed in the north and besieged countless settlements, including Ilusk, Waterdeep, and Silvery Moon. And the dwarf hold beneath Mount Ilafon, that of the royal seat of Darda, was nearly overrun, and the last dwarf to bear the crown of Darvoth had died. The survivors abandoned their ancestral home. And so, as you rest for another night, it's another few hours before you get to the edges of the Laughing Hollow. And with that, the Laughing Hollow on the third day, a few hours in, you start to get to its edges. It is known to be a preternatural valley found in the Dilimbire Vale region. It's a realm of fey creatures and wild elves. And then here, located on the north bank of the Dilimbire River, upstream from Daggerford, just 40 miles east, in the near the northwestern edges of the Misty Forest, sandwiched between the southern slopes of the Forlorn Hills. It is an old dwarven quarry, long abandoned by the dwarves, and overtaken by nature once more. It is within this realm, as you enter, where twilight reigns, despite the fact that it is mid-morning. As you enter the Laughing Hollow, the entire environment and atmosphere change completely.
Funny.
And here twilight reigns, regardless of the time of day, making
Oh,
it at
shit.
times appear as an eerie shadowed place with the omnipresent trees further accentuating the twilight. Home to all manner of fey and magical beasts. Not in the Laughing Hollow, but there are places in the Laughing Hollow where the connection between the material world and the Feywild, the plane of fairy, there are various places where the borders between the worlds are thin, and so one has to be careful. You don't accidentally think you're in the Laughing Hollow 1 minute, and in the next minute you're in the Feywild. Which a plains check would, or a nature check, but you'd have more information with a plains check, would reveal to your characters what they know generically about the Feywild.
My planes check.
I feel like Adler would know a lot about the planes.
I would, but that all suffices. I don't even need to
Luna
know
knows that the
what's going on.
Feywild, also known
Hmm.
as the Plane of Fairy, or simply
I didn't
just
even see the roll.
Fairy, is it's coterminous and coexistent alongside the material plane. It is a place that is an echo of the worlds you're in, but suffused with potent magic and unrestrained emotions. It is a place from which the Fae originated,
Mm.
And as some stories go, even the very first elves of Faerun had arrived from.
Interesting.
The
Don't
Feywild
say.
is a place of unrestrained and awe-inspiring natural beauty. It's always bathed in twilight of the setting, or perhaps rising of the sun, with lanterns and fireflies providing additional haunting light. It is said that visitors find that all sensations, both sensory and emotional, were heightened. Smells were stronger, colors were more vivid, sounds were clearer. At the same time, shadows were darker, and impulses were harder to control. Strong emotions capable of even altering the landscape itself. Wilting flowers trailed the despondent or the furious, and carefree animals traveled alongside chipper and cheerful individuals, like some kind of Disney princess.
Does not say
Um,
that.
no,
It
no,
is.
I did not.
Like some Disney princess.
Now, as an echo of the prime material plane, its geography will be similar but not entirely identical to that of the world of coral that you live in. But the natural landscape will markedly appear more, not just appear, but be more dramatic and beautiful in the Feywild.
Mm.
So mountains will appear. So if you were to enter the Feywild here in the Laughing Hollow and you look towards Mount Illifarn, the mountain will appear straighter and sharper. The rivers that you see, they will be flowing clearer and faster. Flowers will bloom brighter and more fragrantly, and the weather will manifest in supernatural ways.
Mm.
That's fucking awesome.
Part of the
Like,
Fae.
Feywild sounds dope, man.
The
Y'all was gonna have a gnome in this party. Y'all don't even know it.
the
Mhm.
locations and landmarks may have analogs in the Feywild. Sites of civilization on the prime material world of Toro could be so unimportant in the Feywild as to be easily missed, while natural landmarks might be significantly more majestic or extreme.
Hmm.
Thus, navigating such a place is further complicated by the fact that distances do not also always make sense. Two landmarks might be the same distance apart in your world, but in the Feywild, when traveling in one direction, it might be inexplicably further or closer on the return trip. And to further complicate any visit to this plane is that time does not flow the same, which Sophia was very aware of when she had slipped quite accidentally into the Feywild. In her case, what felt like a few days, only to return to Toril, and it was a few years later.
Whoa.
Damn. Hyperbolic time
Uh,
chamber or some shit?
time is an illusion, son.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Gotta tell ya.
This is Luna and Adelar's place
Forte?
right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stories.
pissing me off.
There have been
Just
plenty
kidding.
of There's been plenty of folk tales and stories concerning the Fae and the Feywild and like either in nursery rhymes or folk tales of reasons why certain children or people disappear when dealing with Fae and either never return, or when they return, their their perception and perspective are completely warped, and their sense of time and their time is just gone. It'll be like you'll see like somebody that was missing for 50 years is suddenly back. You see this old man walking through the village, and you're like, "Who are you?" And you're like, says his name, and you're like,
Mm.
"Didn't you? We thought you were dead for 50 years." Um, yeah, because sometimes even coming back from the Feywild, it's possible that time just tries to catch up. Lost time will try to catch up on a mortal. At the
Mm.
same time, those with no Fey ancestry can find their memories of the time spent in the Feywild going hazy, possibly vanishing altogether. Arcane
Mm.
magic also runs more freely and powerfully in the Feywild.
Mm.
And it's because of this reason that many of its inhabitants and landmarks are suffused with magic.
Sounds like Never Neverland, like when Peter Pan was saved.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Well,
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah.
And
Never Neverland would
and the
be
Robin Hood.
like, yeah. Neverland would be like it. That'd be like a perfect place, a perfect location within the
Oh,
Feywild. It'd
for
be like
example,
its own location
the
in the
boys never get
Feywild.
old. Neverland, Neverland. You always stay young.
Yep. Yep.
And then the Robin Hood
That's a
universe,
yeah. That
he
that
came
that
back
place
from
would be a
Earth.
Feywild
He
location for
aged.
sure.
Yeah, like Robin Hood
See if they
never
got
get old.
he got a Fey best friend, Tinkerbell.
Yeah, Tinkerbell. Very a pixie. I think she's a pixie. Yeah, she's a pixie.
Pixie, yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Fey girl.
and so the Laughing Hollow obviously is a place that has quite a number of connections to the Feywild. For starters, it kind of looks like it.
Mm.
Not 100%, but definitely at least 50% of it. It's got that eternal twilight going on. Also, the weather feels almost perfectly temperate at all times. Rising only ever so slightly warmer if it's summer, and only somewhat a little colder during the winter, but not. It never freezes and it never gets too hot.
Mm.
It is the Laughing Hollow is home to all manner of fey and magical beasts. The Laughing Hollow is seldom visited by those that are not fey or elven. And it is a place meant for elves, not men. There are obvious game trails and hunter trails that have been used by the wild elves and other residents of the Laughing Hollow for hundreds of years. Warm, light-filled glades and larger clearings that hold small lakes occasionally will break up the trees and brush. There's also quite a number of welcoming glades and small pools of water within this vale. It is here in this Laughing Hollow. It is home to fey folk such as dryads, nixies, pixies, satyrs, and several other kinds.
And the unicorn.
There is a self-proclaimed king of the wood, a wild elf
Hmm.
known as Melindrop, who watches over the stalking section of the forest. For his main home and kingdom is that of the Misty Forest. He does keep watch over the Laughing Hollow as well.
Man,
And
you mean to tell me
thus,
this motherfucker watched over and watched my mom get killed? Crazy.
from what Luna recalls, the cottage is actually located more closer to Mount Illifarn. So it's kind of like a couple of miles south of Mount Illifarn. So it's in the Laughing Hollow, but it's not too far from its border. They're not too far from. They were to go north a couple of miles, they'll be out of the Laughing Hollow and on the slopes of Mount Illifarn.
That man said, "Not my district, not my problem."
Well, what her mother had explained was that like the witches would congregate in that part, and there was a deal pretty much. It was like they'll leave the residents alone as long as they're left alone. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, the witches there, just don't bother them, kind of situation.
It's
Right.
like white
You
people.
know,
Oh, they're there. Don't bother them.
occasionally you would get a curious fae that would wander in or try to, um, but the witches always made sure to scare them off. They didn't want to, as badly as some of them had wanted to kill whatever fae that trespassed or or even or even kill them just for the for the material components that they could use from the bodies of these Fae. They didn't. They didn't want to piss off the Fae and the Wild Elves. So um but yeah, that was the relationship pretty much. As for others, few dare visit here, since the tales maintain that Melindrock and his wild elf subjects takes a very dim view of those who would disturb the peace of the Laughing Hollow. As for travelers simply wishing to pass through, they say he is gruff and impatient at his worst, and he has no time for treasure hunters. So there is a chance your characters could bump into like a scout or a band of wild elves. It is a forested vale, but it had began as a stone quarry dug by the stout folk of Dardoth. Numerous entrances lead from this former quarry to a dwarfhold under Mount Telephon. The humans and elves who had visited the quarry in centuries past could see the dwarves carving out great hunks of marble and granite and carrying it into the mountain to carve. It is said there are many ancient ruins of the Shining Vale originally were constructed of the stone that was excavated from the Laughing Hollow. Dryads, satyrs, and their offspring, the free folk, as the Fae people are also known as, they are nymphs and petals, sprites, and thorns. And as I say the names of these Fae, you can feel free to knowledge nature of them if you want more specifics.
I mean, you'll be
And
talking forever.
right. As well as a tribe of Hypsils, a tribe of wild elves, and various animals and magical beasts all dwell within here. And for the most part, they are content to keep to themselves, leaving the outside world to its own devices. But they're not particularly tolerant of interlopers. Occasionally, hostile invaders from the Forlorn Hills, from the High Moor, from the Misty Forest, such as forest trolls and goblins, Lucrata, orcs, brigands. They tend to move into Laughing Hollow and cause trouble and disturbances or great violence. But they're usually destroyed or driven out before too long. And in fact, there's been quite a few times Luna recalls that the witches would drive these sorts of beings out as well, which enhanced the which enhanced their seclusion, because now the wild elves and the fae creatures, the free folk, realize um that obviously it wasn't so bad having those witches hang around, because they were taking care of menaces that would have caused issues. But of course,
Power backing.
right, well, of course, as Luna knew, they only did it for selfish motivation. They wanted to, um, one, not be bothered. Two, great, at least this will teach anybody to leave us alone even further. Um,
Okay.
the Herbrin, which is a Sylvan term used for humans, commonly a common term used among the satyrs and dryads. It is translated to mean the heavy-footed one. Herbrin rarely step within the Laughing Hollow because of, tales of Melindrock and his wild elf subjects, as well as dealing with the natives here. And of all the inhabitants, there are 4 major groupings that could be considered quote-unquote tribes, not exactly, at least in a sense that's recognizable to non-natives. And those 4 major groups are the Hypsils, the Satyrs, the Thorns, and the Wild Elves. Now the Hive Souls were instantly um the Hive Souls Sophia is definitely um what's the word? Familiar with them because they um it was a Hive Soul. It was the Hive Souls that had found her lost after having fled Daggerford, and she had and she was yeah, she had fallen and fainted from lack of food here in the Laughing Hollow, and it was a group of Hypsels that had um found her, rescued her, fed her. Um, and so your characters now realize that they must make their way towards Luna's old cottage that she had lived in with her mother, and several visitors that would come through, all members of the Night Witch sisters. Um, not the Night Witch, the Night Sisters. Um, and it's at this point Luna describes to Roth, him being the survival check. She describes to Roth, the layout of her home and the region and where it can be located, and so Roth is pretty much like, okay, I'll use my technique and skill to navigate through this place and
Mhm.
get you
With the help of like 4 other
get you
people.
there because you don't exactly have a map, so all you
Right,
have
but I want
is
those 8 another's, son.
Yeah, you
So
got the 8 of us. You got
I'm gonna need that 8
Sabuna,
another's, bro.
Sabuna, Pale Lady, and Lucen.
Mm-hmm. That's just gotta be like plus 10. Plus 10 on the back of what? Let's look. Get ourselves a number.
but yeah, I don't know. I think it showed up the picture.
Yeah, that's a dope ass picture, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks cool.
So
Very magical.
when you guys get there, Adler goes, once again, here lies. I was expecting the Hollows to be laughing.
As he says that, there are occasional times where he can hear, as if in the far distance, or maybe the echoes of his own mind, but he can hear slight laughter here and there, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
He's not gonna say that then, right?
So that he doesn't say
Luna
anything.
goes. When we get to her place, she goes, "Welcome to my home. It needs a little renovation." Oh boy.
Wow, this place brings back memory. I
Mm.
forgot how beautiful this place is.
Colors are so vivid here.
Glad you guys see the positives of this.
I wonder what the fruits taste like.
Mm,
They're delicious.
Oh yeah,
I
there are several.
There was this particular
When
one
can
too,
we
like,
touch things?
There are several berry bushes and fruit trees here in the Laughing Hollow that do grow. Although both Luna and Sophia know that it's not always wise to
random
pluck
piece
this
them.
fruit
just
whenever you want.
assume just assume it's all poisonous and don't fucking touch it.
Um, no, a myriad of things could happen. The fruit could have been could be part of a uh sometimes it could be part of the branches of a trent, and they don't like having their fruit plucked like that, and so they might get pissed and swing a branch at your head.
We're not trying to fight it. We're not trying to fight a trend.
or
The Lord bang over here, Lord of the
or they could be
Yeah.
laced with
Was
they
that
could
an ant?
or they could be laced with the fruit could sometimes be laced for fun by the sprites of the forest who would
So you'll get vibrated.
it would cause those who eat it to fall into a deep slumber. or
Mm.
to hallucinate. Um,
Shrooms. That's where it comes from.
Hallucinogens.
Magic shrooms.
Adler's definitely into that.
Right.
um,
Don't
it's
tell
it's
him
not
that.
it's not like
I
this
hate
with
the magic
We'd
stuff.
every.
I
It's
definitely
hate
be
not.
looking the toad back.
It's not like this with all the fruit. It's just you're gambling when you do. So you might pluck something and it's just fine and it tastes sweet and juicy, sweeter than normal, and
Oh, yeah.
juicier than normal. But then at other times you're like, you might even piss off a fae. You might there was one time Sophia had grabbed a fruit and there was an angry leprechaun who had said to stop, that this is my tree and you just plucked the fruit from my tree. You Now you owe me. Like
Mm.
there was
Damn.
Gold coin from a pot of gold.
right there, yeah. Yeah, it was very tough
And we
for
just
It was very tough for Sophia. She managed, but it was indeed a very tough ordeal learning and dealing with the Fae. Not always. Some Fae were easier to understand and deal with than others. But then there were times where just as she thought she had understood, they would surprise her with mm, something wild and um for somebody who's strongly lawful, it wasn't easy. As most Fae tend to be chaotic.
Chaotic.
Not all of them, but not all of them, but most of them.
And look,
Chaotic.
she ended up. It's almost like a foreshadow because in her entire party, nobody's lawful besides herself.
Yeah, Luna's chaotic and she's Fey touch.
Nobody's lawful in this party besides Sophia. I don't think nobody has lawful in their
The closest thing you got to anybody that's gonna do something with law is Roth, and he's true neutral.
Yeah, I thought at first he was like lawful neutral. Then wait, he's true neutral. All right.
We now have two true neutral entities in the party.
Yeah, so she learned how to deal with non-lawful people way back since her child.
Mm.
Then so
Most lawful people go crazy around chaotic people.
Oh my god, I've been muted this entire time. I'm tight, bro. All right, anyway.
So Luna.
You're right. You're not imagining things. She was Ellen.
the climate in the Laughing
Yeah.
Hollow is
Like,
is
I'm
a it's a Sylvan temperate climate
My arch nemesis.
where snow and cold temperatures are
mute button.
rare, as are humidity and hot temperatures, and powerful storms are unheard of. The terrain is that of a medium sylvan forest,
Hmm.
and
she learned how to speak Sylvan.
who's leading what lab? Well, I'm Roth. I figure it's Roth, Mockjaw, and probably Luna. Yeah.
Yeah. Once we
And
get to the
then-
house, she kind of runs towards the house.
Then I guess it'll be like
Oh, the marching order. Yeah.
Yeah.
in the middle. I guess in the middle could be like Lucian and Sophia and Sophia and Adler in the middle. Sorry. And
Yeah,
Lucian
I'll take the beer. Pause.
because he has range plus the best perception of the party, so he's in the rear.
And Pale Lady is just flying over the party, scouting.
Nice.
So you don't
Oh, is that
feel
gonna terrify people?
like
I hope that don't
maybe
terrify people.
you
Fuck around and end up
should
having a murder.
wait for your allies before you go running off? No? Okay.
You sure
Until
she's
we roll
home,
together.
son?
Who?
Yeah, because
all
you're
fly.
home. What's the worst that could happen?
Roth, Mockjaw.
You only been gone for how long? 13 years?
I need.
Yeah, they're gonna disappear for like 10 years. Like, whoa, what the hell they go?
Mm-hmm.
I need Roth, Mockjaw, and Luna
Perception.
to roll a reflex saving throw.
Oh,
This
no.
guy.
Oh, right away.
Already, son.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I also need
Yeah, what do we gotta roll?
perception
they're-
perception checks from
Everybody
everybody.
got it.
You know, Atlas failing that off top, but I will roll for Pale Lady.
Right, gotta roll it.
How long was this journey supposed to be?
Never know.
This for some reason this area you're walking through right now, within the Laughing Hollow is an area where like there's an exceptional amount of
Ah,
this pink pollen seems to be floating around in the air, and it's got a very
Fear don't see shit.
strong. It's got a very strong, sickly, sweet smell to it.
Thank God for that.
Which is definitely thrown off Mokdra's scent. Her scent
Like I was saying,
is
how long
canceled
was the
out.
journey?
It's canceled out here. Uh,
Set is canceled out. Okay,
Arrow.
so don't roll.
not in the whole, not in all of the Laughing Hollow, just in this particular area that you're traveling through to get to the cottage. There's this like pinkish pollen that seems to be pretty thick in the air.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Roth's first, right? Perception should be.
Are we aware that it's the pollen that's causing that, or we don't know?
You're aware because when you started to notice the pollen, that was at the same time that the smell was hitting your senses.
Does that mean that since we notice it, that Pale Lady can use her hover ability to disperse the pollen away from the area?
I mean, I guess she could,
Oh, perception for Xanthus for Onyx.
but she'd be constantly doing that until and it would be
How
tiring
long was
after
the
a
journey
while.
supposed to take, by the way, Lewis?
All right, so
I think we're in the
it
second
was a
day.
few hours mid-morning at your it was the third day
Okay.
mid-morning you entered the place,
third day.
and now
Third day
it's
now?
yeah,
Okay.
now it's gonna be
Okay.
I guess with Roth trailblazing to make things quicker, it'll be just about 3 to 4 more hours to go in the basically following Luna's directions, because like Luna she can recall from her descriptions and her visuals, and Rolf just has to match that. So,
Mhm.
with her, because you guys don't have a map, but with
I'm
her
asking so I know how
descriptions,
many first level spells I used to keep my perception checked up.
how long does it last?
70 minutes,
Okay,
10 minutes per level. So I would have used like 3. I'm thinking.
I'd say at the moment you're
I have,
about
I
an
have a
hour.
suggestion
I'd say
that
about the moment you're about an hour and a half into the
I have a
into the
suggestion.
place.
Like
Okay.
Sophia like tells Luna, well, since Roth is like cracking and glad on his perception, use that one of yours before he casts a spell. I mean your rod. Of
What's
extend.
this?
Which one?
Yeah, that's this. Rod of
The Rod of
extend.
Oh, she has an
Extend spell.
extend rod?
Oh, extend. Yeah, I have a rod of extend.
That would be
Extend
useful.
on
So I
it.
only have one. Use up
So
one slot.
Yeah, I'll do it.
It'll last 140 minutes instead.
That's a good idea. I shall do that.
Hey,
Okay.
that's what we're a team, son. That's what we're a team.
So
One of us
tracking,
gotta-
right? Or perception for Mokta.
Perception.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at survival. It was perception. So
Could you do that
perception is
with
gonna
haste?
be 15.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, haste, yeah.
Oh, I'll
So he
take
can only
that.
do it. He can only do it 3 times per day, though.
Oh, okay.
For
Like,
spells
right.
like level
You
5.
get
You're-
too
you already-
cheesy.
You already know Adler has that. He has what you call it, tweak velocity.
Yeah, like
Right,
Adler casts a spell.
but the wand extender, right?
Oh,
Wand extender
extend
with
it?
the extend it. Yeah.
9, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Damn. Mocha
Mhm.
That's because
20.
Mokdra, he's making sure Mokdra stays right next to him to receive
got
the
the-
benefits.
Natural
She got-
20 on here.
She got
This
Lionel's
dude
Sword
rolled
of
like
Omens.
8 and still had a plus 20. That's just a fucking
Sword of
20.
Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Yeah, remember that Thundercats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. That shit was godlike. Basically gave him
That-
true seeing.
That has been like one of my most favorite like magical swords of all time. sort of.
So in the tree
Hold up.
branches,
Did you need a survival check too for me, or a reflex save? I forget. I
I
think
need
it's
a
a reflex.
reflex. I need a reflex.
Luna too.
Alright.
Adam.
Everybody that got 23 and up,
Not
you were able to perceive something in the tree branches above your group,
Mhm.
particularly above Luna, Moktra, and Roth. There's some sort of small humanoid that was slowly traversing the branches up there above. Trying to keep
Yeah, there is a leprechaun.
trying to keep hidden. Trying to keep hidden. You don't know exact details yet, other than its skin appears to be very dark bluish in color, very dark blue in color.
the
And
Smurfs.
it seems
yeah.
Smurf. Actually, Smurfs would be. That's another example. They would definitely be Fey. They would be Fey. Yep.
And
Gargamel.
Gargamel would definitely be a warlock.
Gargamel looking. Yeah.
He's a warlock. He's a warlock.
Gargamel's a warlock. He looking.
He has that cauldron. He has a cauldron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ghost.
Always trying to eat him.
Oh, he called. Yeah, he
Trying
got
to
a.
eat
Oh, he a witch. He got them witch stuff.
He's trying to
He a witch.
he's trying to
He's
make him
trying to.
ingredients, isn't he? The whole
Yeah.
damn time. He's
Yeah.
trying to put him in the pot with him.
Trying to make something. Trying to brew
Uh,
some kind of potion.
Didn't he make them? Did he
You know-
make
you know
them?
what-
Didn't
you know what's
Gargamel make
sad?
them?
You know what's sad? That
Nah.
all these
He-
references we're making from the past, people born in the last 20 years, they would not know what the hell we're talking.
Dude,
Hell
No,
shit.
they don't. They
I'm
have no
surprised.
idea.
I'm surprised
No clue.
Pathfinder didn't make stats for a Smurf type creature. Or D&D, because usually D&D, especially back in the day, man. Yeah, they would
Smurfette was the only
they
female
would they
Smurf
would
in
get
the
inspiration for
Red
some of their
3s.
monsters from some random ass shit.
Mm.
-5 for Roth because I was looking for my. So where's Roth? Oh, okay. So Roth is actually his is actually 22.
Mm.
Okay. And Moktra. And what did Luna get?
Or perception.
Reflex.
Reflex. She got an 18.
Okay. So the ground beneath you three suddenly was very slippery.
Damn.
But upon entering, you succeeded
Let's go.
your reflex save.
Let's
People
go,
work with
gentlemen.
Feyenoord.
Let's go.
I'll let Sophia know that there's something in the trees above us.
Nah, she doesn't know shit.
Moktra sees
No, I'll
whatever
let
is
you
in
know.
the in
Oh,
Like
yeah,
whatever's
Lucian
in the
tells.
trees.
Everybody that
Lucian
got
Takes a
23 and
defensive
up.
stance and starts
Yeah.
Yeah,
barking.
I rolled 31, so I'm good.
got it.
Like you know how your snout just Medusa. Pointing right at us.
Pele just calls it out too.
Mhm.
Right.
Like I see you.
Mm.
Whole squad sees you. All the wrong people see you.
Everybody turns over with red eyes, bro. Like son.
Night Watch.
Just
is-
activated Night
Nah.
Watch fucking
Right.
Night Watch, what do you call it? Like fucking
Whole squad sees you.
directives number 3, you know, some shit.
What are you
Kill
doing
all
what are you
fucking
doing up
humans.
there?
I don't know.
Can we call out to it? Can we say what are you doing up there?
You can do whatever you want.
Can we tell him? Oh, Lucian looks up, goes, what the fuck are you doing up there?
It
You.
That's always gonna be funny, bro.
you see it drop down, and it drops down next to Luna, unaffected by the greased area.
Is it fall down with like a heavy like thud, or is it like it just
It's
barely
like-
touches the ground, like it did it all gracefully, high decks and shit?
High enough there.
Oh, it did
It
it
didn't even have-
gracefully. Did it?
It didn't even have to be disabled.
The way it moved and the way it jumped down is like like
Anime or not anime?
like some kind of primate.
Luna down at it, and speaks in Sylvan, and she goes,
It's a friend of yours, Luna.
she looks and goes, and she looks at the creature and she goes, "We're not here to interrupt I'm actually going home.
Oh
So-
hell no.
Mad
Um,
racist.
we mean no harm.
Why say no? Why say no?
Lucian pulls up.
He immediately looked at it and said, "Nah, you gotta die. That's crazy."
hmm Sorry. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, man. Can't just be
That's-
jumping out of bushes looking like that and not expect to get shot.
Racist.
Damn, what the fuck?
Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Nah,
it could
man.
be
You
it
can't
could
just
be
be.
the most it could be the most friendliest creature you've ever met. This motherfucker's
It
like
could be. Or it could
That's
not
why
be.
Luna's trying to call. That's why
That man
Luna's trying to
said,
calm
"Nah,
down.
you can't be walking around looking like that."
Can't be jumping like that out of bushes, yo. That's not right.
oh my god.
Yo, it's so crazy, right? Like the heroes be mad fucked up, bro.
Well, so Ophelia goes like to Luna.
No fucking,
We
I was
are-
like, no bone in your
we are-
body of
We
forgiveness,
are the one that are
compassion.
intruding in their territory.
Well, I think Luna was trying to say something.
Nah.
That
I
dude
missed
said,
Yeah,
"Nah, you
Yeah.
gotta
Luna
die,
said,
bro."
yeah, Luna.
She began talking in Sylvan, and she goes, "Greetings.
Yeah, Roth is on defense. But
We're not trying to intrude, but my home's here, and we're just trying to go home. We don't want to cause any trouble, so please just let us through."
Adler adds in Sylvan. Yeah, get out of here. You're just a squatter.
All right. It
Roll
as
initiative.
Luna was talking to it.
Diplomacy.
I mean,
let's roll that
I guess
diplomacy.
the question. Yeah, I know everybody wants to react. So, not that it's
That's all
combat,
perception.
not that it's combat, but I need to know. I guess roll initiatives.
Sense motive.
I guess roll
Can I do
initiative.
this?
Damn. This dude
The
Lewis
The ones,
fucking-
only the ones that got 23 or higher on the perception roll initiative.
So
Oh,
Ophelia's
okay.
not there. So Ophelia and Adler are out of this.
So I know Mockdraw, Lucian, I believe, and
Mhm.
Roth. And what did Luna get on her perception?
17.
Well, Onyx.
Damn.
No, Onyx failed his, and Luna. Okay,
I wish Matra had his own initiative.
and Sophia.
Mhm.
Okay. Mockdraw does have her own. I've been rolling for initiative.
Oh, I thought it's just whatever Roth is, and then
No.
you just -1.
I mean, I thought about. I remember mentioning that in the beginning, but then I was like, hold up, freaking! I don't do that with anything else. Like, she should have her own initiative
Okay,
as well.
cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Matra.
And if her initiative, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she might be quicker than Roth and just react, on her own, like to defend, defend him while he's flat-footed,
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck, and then so is Matra, just because I am like, I get you.
Although if he has lookout on, that wouldn't happen. But if he doesn't have
not gonna
lookout,
happen,
yeah,
but
if he doesn't
yeah.
have lookout on, yeah.
He doesn't have it on, sadly. I didn't say it. They usually has it on in downtime. It's okay.
Like it's Ross initiative,
I'll take that L.
Mockjaw's initiative, and is that Lucian's?
I don't know
18?
why I can't find.
Yeah,
Motra's
18.
initiative. Guess it's just the dex anyway.
It's
It's
with
just
one
+5.
grit in a tank, it's the plus.
Okay.
Impale
Okay.
lady.
So what? Okay. So what happens is this. Everybody that rolled initiative. So Sophia, Luna, Onyx, I believe Adler,
Pale lady.
the ones that failed the perception.
Oh, Adler failed.
Okay,
his,
so
yeah.
those four, you four are like, huh? Pretty much like the fuck. The other half of the group immediately saw that. Saw what was up there, and so when it was hoping somebody would fall and step in the grease, it drops down, like it swings down from the branch pretty much, and then drops onto the floor, next to Luna. So this is like surprise round stuff. What I rolled for its initiative, um beat everybody here. So a lot of you are still flat-footed. So like you noticed it, but like it jumped
we're
down
putting in
mad
there.
quick.
Both these.
Jumped down mad
Mhm.
quick, and before you guys could do much of anything, and Luna was like trying to keep her footing. You see that lanky blue arm freaking reach out and grab her rod and take it.
God.
Got robbed.
Damn.
Got robbed.
It takes it, but now its turn is done. So, and it's making like this chittering sound, this strange. I wouldn't. I'm not. It's not exactly like a monkey, but like it's like a weird mixture of like how a monkey would sound, but also mixed in with like Sylvan and mixed in with like
Mm.
it's very Fey-like and it's sound. It's like a sound like it's almost like almost like a like a language that you've never heard really, but
Mm.
its demeanor seems like excited, as it grabs the rod and um like very excited, but also like very like pushy, like it's ready to like now that it has the
Start over.
rod, it looks ready to escape with it. But I'll give
Damn.
but Roth, Mockjaw, Lucian, and Pale Lady can pick a standard action to react at this point.
Mm.
Oh,
And of
okay.
course,
Did Luna still talk to the thing or no?
and also obviously you can roll nature check to know what the fuck this is.
I would like to, but it is 1:20. I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is late.
Hmm
It's late for some of
So
us.
So
I'm gonna save my
what do you dogs want?
action tool.
All right,
All right.
man.
I think these dogs are
But
Good
then
night,
Question,
homies.
Luke, can I shoot the disarm?
have a good night.
Good night,
Good night,
bro.
man.
Good night, Matt.
all right.
No. I'm wondering. I'm just asking.
Ooh.
Range
It's,
disarm is a feat, my friend.
okay.
Matt, you see that last roll before you log out? Dang.
That for
That
nature?
shit was 20, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roth.
Dang,
Roth
dang.
don't find it. Roth don't even never been in your hood before,
Yeah,
but he
buddy,
can tell
see
you exactly what that
what
is.
that
Like,
is.
oh, I read about this
And that's with
motherfucker.
Did he collect their stories or no?
Oh, I didn't even use that. Yeah, that should put me across 32. That should make it 32 for sure. I forgot to add it since it is a creature.
Would you? Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, you did add your wisdom bonus. Okay, and then okay. So 32. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna send you the Lord dump so then you can
Send
share
it
it
my way.
yourself.
Nice. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Cool. Let's do it, man. The Lord dump. Mm,
It's weird because there
I
are
enjoy
some I've seen some like it's a monstrous humanoid, but I've seen some monstrous humanoids that were very closely
It is
related.
monstrous. Wow.
The monstrous humanoid, but these creatures actually, I guess because they don't have a monstrous humanoid type anymore, like in fifth edition. A lot of those creatures that were monstrous humanoids, they had to give them a different type, and some of them became Fey, which made sense. Like hags. Hags are
Okay.
monstrous humanoids, but
Mm.
but in fifth edition they're part of the Fey creature type. This one is the same. This one's the same. It's a monstrous humanoid, but when it got brought to fifth edition, it's a Fey.
Hmm.
So
Wonder
now,
why.
not every monstrous humanoid is related to
Fair.
Fey, but there are some that are. There are some that have a connection
Some traits.
to the Fey, and they're no longer, I guess mechanically speaking, they're no longer Fey either because they lost it in the ancient past, like they lost that Fey connection. Even
It's like that trait, like
yeah, like those traits.
yeah.
Because probably because
That's it.
they became either they strayed away from those aspects for a long period of time, or they had transformed into something more monstrous and less fey. Um, And Hag, yeah, Hags are definitely one of them. Hags are definitely one of them. This creature, this one's known as a boggle. A boggle. Although I find it funny that boggles in D&D are also sometimes referred to as boogies or boogeymen, but not the horror kind for some reason. I think boggles are based off of like real life folklore, like real mythology. Let's see. Yep, It's a it's actually spelled boggle, Bogle, but this one's spelled with two G's. It's a Northumbrian and Scot term for a ghost or folkloric being used for a variety of related folkloric creatures. Okay. Oh, Barghest? I didn't know Barghest was a fucking
Argus or Fae? What?
not Fae, but the Barghest is a mythical monstrous. It's a mythical monstrous
Oh,
black
yeah, yeah,
dog with large teeth and claws. That's where they got the. Okay,
yeah.
because the D&D
Isn't a bar-
Barghest it's those fiendish goblins that can turn into a wolf or like a
A
hybrid.
wolf, right.
The Tuesday group fought one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
There's a thinking of it's a ghoul, right? So undead.
Ghoul? Yeah, Ghoul are undead.
Oh, Bargus aren't undead though.
And no, they're outsiders. They're fiends.
Outsiders.
Oh, it's a Vargas.
Why do
What?
I keep thinking of Helsing right now though?
Mm.
What's a Barghest? No,
No,
this
no.
thing. No, this creature's
Mm.
called a boggle.
Okay, no, yeah.
Oh,
But Roth will explain it. I'm gonna give him the lore dump over the week.
yeah. Take your time.
Well,
We finally made it to Laughing Hollow and we get jumped and robbed. I know you lived in the Bronx, Luna. Damn, this shit is crazy, man.
robbed immediately. We've been robbed twice in 2
Yeah,
days.
dealing with
For real, son. Yeah,
dealing with.
we got robbed yesterday by one homie. He was like, yo, these motherfuckers coming to your hood, bro. They coming to
Oh,
fucking
Yeah.
what's a rough town over there? They coming over there to fucking what the hell is that?
Dave said Nightwatch getting robbed.
Something's
Nah,
Dale,
not you
something's
guys.
Dale.
That kind of thing only
What
happens
was it
to
called?
pampered rich folk like Red Lotus.
Pampered
Right.
Rich.
Is he still
You know
in?
what's
Oh
funny,
no.
bro?
Okay, he left Discord. He was in Discord
That's
for a
funny.
while.
Was he?
Yeah, he was listening in. He says it was easier to listen than to
Yeah, then with
try and
Twitch.
watch it on his phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It is because you can listen to it like a podcast and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in here for a couple of hours.
Oh wow. Yo, Thursday different, man. I'm glad he checks it out. That's cool.
Oh, he's been checking it out. That
Yeah.
shit is fucking funny. He been watching. He been at work, fucking when he had downtime. He been texting me and shit, laughing.
Yeah, is he still there?
Who, me? Oh,
No,
I mean,
no,
not
no.
me.
No, I was checking to see
Matt?
if Dave was still on Twitch. No,
Oh.
he left. He's not on Twitch. He was like 8 minutes ago.
All right. Did Lunas get to say her piece or no? And if not,
No,
then
she.
what's the order
That's
for
why.
next time?
Yeah, that's why I had everybody like roll initiative and stuff because I wanted to see if she would be able to get at what she wanted to say before it did its thing.
It got shot
Because what its plan was hide, wait for somebody to fucking fall in its grease, and then jump down, take their shit, and run.
and run.
Right. Yep. Which I will I got a
Mm.
25 for its initiative, so surprise round. That motherfucker was
Damn.
that motherfucker was moving.
I rolled low as shit too. I'm mad.
Of all the times,
Right.
fucking roll low, bro. No.
All the fucking times.
But
I
but yeah,
love D&D.
I'll give you guys
Right.
I'll give you the I'll
Yeah.
send the lore stuff to you, and then you guys will
Yeah.
Here's a
next
question.
session with it.
So
I pop back in here and y'all are getting robbed. What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm.
Just had a
That's a
whole
common
discussion
theme.
about this. Y'all don't get robbed. Nah, people are too afraid.
We don't get robbed. Honestly, I didn't even know we had
Oh,
a rod of extend. That shit is expensive because
We've
I'm
had
at
a
that shit
3K.
is that shit is expensive to get robbed right now too. A rod of
it's a
extend?
rod of
Pause.
Isn't
extend.
it like 6K?
Yeah.
Like
It's
Something
3K.
like
3K.
that.
It's the
Something.
lesser.
Oh,
It's
I
the
thought it's
lesser
3K if you make
version.
it.
I'll take that. We need
It's
that right back.
it's
That
the
niggas get
excuse me.
shot.
It's
I
the
told you
lesser
what was gonna
version that
happen.
works on first through
You better
third
say
level
something,
spells.
Luna.
First through
You-
third.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
still good. Shit, still not something
Mm.
you want to lose because
Nope.
that you
That's a
guys
good.
have.
That's a good item.
Right.
You guys are working with
Right.
first through third level spells, so
Still, yeah, for sure.
Because that shit would be nice. I didn't realize you could do it with haste. You could just extend haste
yep,
for a minute.
yeah. Send hey, double it. It'll be
Yeah.
14 rounds
2
instead of
minutes
7.
apiece.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Lewis,
I'll
I
take that
considered
immediately.
Damn, son.
I considered this class. It's called a Dark Sister. One of its abilities is to summon a night hag. Would that mean by default I'd have to be an evil character?
Mm.
Evil sister.
Dark Sister. What the? Oh, it's an archetype. They're feared for their ability to corrupt the minds of the most innocent or loyal, including new. I mean, it sounds evil already. I
It
don't
sounds
see
evil,
how you can be good playing something like this.
especially if you could make a deal with a night hag.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm
Mm.
surprised there's no alignment restriction on this, but I guess that doesn't have to be because a smart DM would be like, yeah,
Yeah, we out.
would be like, yeah, these are some evil acts going on.
And night hags are neutral.
GG's. Y'all have a
Evil.
good night, man.
Peace, bro.
Night hags are the worst. Those hags are crazy.
That shit sounds ridiculous.
Night hags are from night hags are from the lower planes. They're the hags from the hells. They're not even naturally from the material worlds. They live in the lower planes and they trade and deal in souls.
Oh, yeah.
Night
Yeah.
hags though, yeah.
Could be evil as fuck.
Yeah,
Evil as fuck.
night hags are the worst.
Yeah, you better say something to your man. No, he's about to get shot. So,
That pow.
yep,
He taking our shit.
yep. Not taking shit, bro. We need every
Evil Fae.
penny.
It's the playful Fae.
Yeah, well, he's about to be a dead Fae. About to have beef with the whole Fae fucking universe.
For Lewis, I have a ring of spell
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, you don't.
Right,
You want to shoot
right,
you don't want to shoot the wrong Fae.
right. I can see that
So if I
happening.
use the spell in the ring of spell storing, is that just it, or do I have to add another spell to it?
Oh well, this thing ain't even a Fae. It's a monstrous humanoid, but it does have relations with the Fae. So
Might be somebody's pet. Oh god, what if it's somebody's pet?
no,
Just
what'd you say?
murder somebody.
What'd you say, Tony? What was
So
it?
I have a ring of spell storing. If I
Yeah.
add a spell to it, is that just like a once a day thing?
If you add a spell to it, it stores this. It's not a no, not a once a day thing. It's you put a spell in it, and whenever you need it, you call it out.
Can I change the spell?
So it's basically like an extra spell. Yeah, you can change the spell. It doesn't have to always be the same spell stored in there.
Okay. Nice.
So it's like an extra spell, but you have to cast your spell into it. And then obviously the next day when you replenish your spells, you'll have all your spells back plus the one that you stored in the ring. So yeah.
I got an idea.
But yeah. All right then. Next week it is.
All right.
Shoot,
All right, y'all.
I didn't get to the part I wanted to get to, but we'll get to it next week.
Roleplay was
Yeah,
godlike though. It
yeah,
was
that's some good
roleplay.
RP.
That was, yeah. It needed to be done,
Mm-hmm.
but
We were missing it the last 2 sessions.
but I'm sure we'll get to
Uh,
the big reveal next week.
This guy.
Oh, it's a fat reveal.
oh boy.
It's a
turns out Luna's mom is actually a hag.
Right.
well, no, never mind.
Don't say it. Don't even say it.
Just gotta find out. Tune in next week on Dragon Ball Z.
I know, right? You find out you're really
Mhm.
a hag changeling.
Hagbound.
No, not the archetype. Like you
I'm
thought you like you
changing,
like you thought you were human, but you're actually meant to mature and then transform into a hag.
This is a place that feels weird about vampires, and they don't care.
The
Just-
hagbound are just witches that make a pact with a hag, and then they over time they eventually develop the traits of a hag.
Can I drink it?
Drink what?
Might have to drink his blood.
What? Whose blood? The
Anything in here? Anything in here?
I mean, yeah, you're free to drink.
Mm.
I think it's
Just
just
about
got to be
anything, huh?
I think it's just got to be a living creature, really, that actually has blood. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna start murdering shit.
Yami, come on, get inside. I don't even know why
Yeah,
the hell
yeah.
you wanted to go outside.
Just start biting shit. See what happens.
Although it's interesting
Hey
because
guys.
this being a fantasy game, I've always wondered, like, you know, what kind of I wish they did more stuff with vampires, like,
Vampirism, right?
they're sucking on human blood or like dwarf blood or elf blood. But
Mm,
what if a
but-
vampire was like just feeding off of fey blood? Like, what would happen to the
Right.
vampire?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
would
You ever see-
it have like different abilities, or would it, what would
Right.
happen to the vampire physically? You know,
I don't know if
drinking
you ever saw-
nothing but fey blood, for example.
If you ever saw True Blood, he was able to walk out in the sunlight because he was drinking fairy blood.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, he was able to walk out in the sunlight because he was drinking fairy blood. It was
Like
fucking,
that'd
and
be
they
neat.
couldn't.
That'd be cool. Like different variants of vampires, which D&D does have.
Yeah,
does
I
have
saw
that.
that. The
It does
different
have,
races and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought about starting to look for that with Lucian, but I don't know. I guess Vampire Heritage, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah. There's like different types.
Different ones. Find ones in the the jungles of Africa. Should be one down there, right?
Mm-hmm. Shoot, the Asian fantasy has their own the hopping vampires. The I think the Jiangshi. I think that's how it is.
Yeah, I think I read that too. That shit's crazy.
Yeah,
All right,
got their
man.
own. I think it's spelled like that. Jiangshi.
Man, fuck around. It's good tonight, man.
For real. All right.
All right, bro.
Sleep. All right.
Yeah,
you have a
man.
good night.
You too, man.